Hello, welcome all. Give me a moment. We're going to kick off this podcast.
Of course, Foran has the knife.
Yeah, that's going to be a really weird thing for people to hear on the podcast without the context of all of the knives that are happening in those emojis. Or that you were going to stab me. It was a whole thing.
I would never.
You would.
Besides, you've already had one murder attempt on your life today.
That's true. McDonald's did try and murder me today.
No. McDonald's did nothing. The Saja boys came after you.
Okay, fair. The Saj boys came after me with jalapenos today. Gotten so much better with spice, but not jalapenos.
You're good with Thai spice and Indian spice. You're not good with Mexican spice.
I am not. All right. Welcome, everyone, to the Tokotas podcast. This was supposed to happen 3 weeks ago? Something like that?
On spring equinox?
On spring... Was it
Yep.
spring equinox?
Yep.
Okay, so many weeks ago, we were supposed to have this podcast, and I went to my siblings' bachelorette party and came back with no voice.
Not from partying, shockingly.
No, not from partying. It just happened to be spring break, and all of the diseases were about. So I got some RSV, and I was talking like this for almost a week and a half before I got like half a voice back. And then today, my son was like, "Oh, Mama, you sound good today." And I was like, "Thank you." It's like 98% there. There's still a little gravel.
I think Toko ASMR podcast would have been interesting, but not for 2 hours.
No, and I would have murdered my voice. I would have been coughing in a whole fit. I went on so many meds.
Think of it. Did we grab your cough drops?
No, we didn't grab my cough drops.
Okay. Should I go do that before we kick off?
We've kicked off.
Okay.
I said hello. I hit start recording. We're going. Okay? I'm just going to kick them off with one of the wildest stories from the bachelorette party so they can understand what I went through and then had no voice to tell them about it. Okay? So, picture this. I am not 22. I know. Very shocking. And I have gone on my siblings' bachelorette party with her very young bridesmaids and herself. There's a big age gap in my family when it comes to things like that. Me and my other sisters are older than that youngest one by a bit of a gap. And we're in many different places in Mission Beach. And finally we go into this one bar very late at night. Well, the bride has gone in, passed out. Good for her. Our eldest sister is watching her. Me and the other middle are hanging out with the bridesmaids. And then one of the bridesmaids disappears. We don't worry so much about it because, going around dancing, whatever, it's fine. And then I go to the bathroom. And all of a sudden, someone's like, "Oh, you want to fight, B?" And then a bunch of girls descend upon one of the bridesmaids and beat the shit out of her. I don't know how else to say it. They were throwing her down. They were kicking her in the sides. And I was utterly shocked. To my knowledge, nothing happened prior to that moment. And then I was cleaning blood off her hands from the back of her head. The police were called. There was an ambulance, got to the ER, held her hand, and she got 3 staples to the back of the head, put her back into bed at 3 o'clock for her to get up and then start screaming at her mother on the phone at like 4 a.m. To the point our neighbors are screaming at her to go the hell away. And then went to drag brunch the next day. It was an experience like no other. And I lost my voice. Yeah, that's fair, as long as she doesn't end up... She only had like 3 meltdowns, which for her anxiety is very good. It was like no other. And then I came back from that with the chills, and then my voice kept getting worse, and all week Dumb was like, "Can you do this podcast?" I'm like, "It's fine. It's fine. It might be..."
So much angrier than I was.
Not from my perspective. Every time you asked, it was an accusation that I had done something. And then we got to like the night before the podcast, and she's like, "Can you?" And I was like, "I'll be fine. Stop worrying about it."
Yeah, that was accurate.
Yeah. And at the same time, I still went into chat and was like, "Y'all, I don't got a voice." Prepping for myself in the morning. And in the morning, the last vestiges of my voice were gone. And I was doing telehealth meetings instead of podcasts. And by Monday, I had gone and seen the doctor. And she's like, hey, you might have whooping cough. And I'm like, what? Is that still a thing? Are we not all vaccinated against that? What? And she's like, oh, yeah, it's a big breakout like every 6 to 7 years in the college population. And I was like, oh, so like hanging out with a bunch of 19-year-olds who pretending they're 23 for a whole weekend would be like bad, right? She's like, yeah. I was like, I did that. She's like, ooh, when'd you last get vaccinated? Thankfully, when I had a child. Turns out they want you to do that in the 3rd trimester. I just trusted the doctor and was like, oh, I'm supposed to do this? Absolutely. Give me the needle at that point. Like, meh, we're not. He went to medical school. I didn't. So it turns out it wasn't that. It was just RSV. I know, just RSV. It's been an endeavor.
But we're here.
We're here. And now we're finally here. My sibling's wedding is over. And we are finally here.
This was literally the earliest we could do that makeup podcast.
Yes, because of the wedding. And no, the wedding. It was all that.
I guess we could have done it yesterday, but it was Tav's birthday, so you know.
Yeah, we weren't doing it on Tav's birthday. We were doing Donkey Kong and donut pillows and whatever else he wanted to do.
Huntrix meals.
Huntrix meals. I've had so many Huntrix meals because it's this child's birthday week and he got stuck at very, very many boring wedding events. So, yeah, he got a little spoiled. Yeah. So, that's why we've been delayed. Welcome to the podcast that was supposed to happen in March, so you had time to digest the news before the Taming changes came into play. Woo! But here we are. So let me see. What do I got for you all? Let me do some general updates real quick. So first things first, I'm working on Forms 2.0. I've got a nice little screenshot of it up here. This is the new forms that's going to include activities, breeding, and competitions. And as you can kind of see on my little screenshot here, you're going to select what you want. It's going to pop up with more questions. You're going to make your choices as you go down the list. Like if you click hunting, it'll pop up. If you do activities, hunting, it'll pop up all the prey for you to pick. And then anything that may or may not appear on the form will be there, and you'll just generate, and then you'll generate the actual form you need with all of the choices made for you. It'll be especially useful for competitions, and then doing it made sense to just do breeding and activities. And I do believe I set this up so that you can like copy paste that link to somebody pre-filled out as well, like we do for searches in general. So that's happening. Activities is done except for a handful of bugs. Breeding worked flawlessly. And CEs, there's just so much. There's just so much. And do expect that some...
I think you had Brawl forms done.
I had
the other ones are a little bit more.
Almost have Brawl forms done. Oh, no, I think you're right. I do have Brawl forms done. And then I moved on to the next one on the list, which I think is like CEs. And I had to go to Kex and be like, hey, I need you to make some changes to how certain things work for everyone's sanity. To which she has already agreed. But we did have to go through. Like, this has to change. You're like, oh, Jill, what are those things you're talking about? It's Red Panda, right?
Is it Red Panda?
Well.
No, it's Tiger Totem.
It's Tiger Totem. All right. So, like, Tiger Totem has to slide. You're going to like it. Don't worry about it.
I mean, you could just tell them.
Okay, fine. So, currently, Tiger Totem is random.
Yep.
I'm looking at Dun to make sure I'm being very honest about this because I was working on that prior to Staples in the ER. Okay. Tiger Totem is currently random. That is an absolute pain in the ass in every way, shape, or form for this, to have that element of random while we move to this form designed to make it easier for you, to make it easier for CE people, and do that. So it's going to move to, you may select which activity, but it's only the basic ones, right?
Yeah, it's not caving diving.
No caving diving, but you'll be able to select what activity you want to do and go from there. So that's what I'm working on. As you can see, the CE forms are just very involved, but I am well underway. When I finish them, I will do a full lovely demo for you all. But it's in general updates for the moment. Okay? From there, we're moving on to Culinary Clash. No, we did not forget about it. March has just been on fire. Okay? Bridal showers, bachelorette parties, weddings. WonderCon. On fire. Oh, also my coworkers, but it's an entirely different story. So, let's talk about Culinary Clash, judges table. That's what I wanted to chit chatter on. So we got lots of entries, more than I even expected us to, because I knew it was kind of harebrained when it was suggested, and I was so what did it? Let me finish. She's giving me a look. I was so down for it.
Whew,
I was
say.
like when Dumb was like, I think was it Hapro? No, who suggested we do like cooking competition?
Was
It
it Lanius?
was Lanius. Thank you. It was Lanius.
I'm sure.
So Lanius suggested it in the wall. And when I was going through them, I remember looking at Dunning going, somebody is going to need to have like a truly fire 150% better idea to make me not do a cooking competition. And she was like, yeah, I thought that might be true. I was like, we are so doing cooking. And then we set it up, and she handed me a proposal for me to read through. I made a couple changes, and I got to judges table, and I was like, this is unhinged, but I am so down for it. Who the hell knows what's going to come up out of this? So I went through all of them. I read them all from top to bottom. Some made it off list because I reasonably couldn't do it, right? It was going to be too much code for us to handle, or it was not in Tokos like guidelines of game balance, and that is none of your faults. You had amazing ideas, and they might spread to other items later. But
we might circle back at the end of the year and be like, were there any here that we didn't think we could make happen
that we can, right? So even if yours does not make the winners or the honorable mentions, that doesn't mean it was bad. I highly encourage you to do the next one because it was a wild ride going through that thread. And from there, I'm going to talk about some honorable mentions. I didn't put what the items were, but these are the names. Okay, so here's our honorable mentions. Kagetora, Danny, I think that's Danielle Williams, right? Yeah. Daniosity. That one's Daniosity. Positive, Ibby, Akira, or I said that right, Akira?
I think so, yes.
Akira, and Kep. Those are our honorable mentions. Many of them had beautiful art associated with them. They had very interesting ideas. They were in I think people would like this list, and I know people would like this, but it's going to be really complicated for us to implement. And then we took those plus the 3 winners and moved it into an admin conversation where the admins talked it out and said, I like this one, I like this one, I like this one, because I had pulled it from the list of, I think these will be really wanted bonuses, and we can do them. Some of them might be more complicated than others. And so for the 3 winners, which we shall congratulate them. This will also be in the news, everyone.
Did you forget who each person is?
No, I didn't actually.
Oh,
I know,
that's right,
shocking. Shocking. So, peanut butter, Ella mode? Nala mode. Ah, I get it now. I hear it. It's a cray pun, yeah. Unshockingly, that was cray. And it will be a consumable version of Malinois. We may or may not have it for the start of this round, but it's coming. Rainbow Petite 4 guarantees a special base starter in your Bando or Flute's lineage. And that's Ella. And Pear Jello Cake allows players to use their faction and tribe rare main bonuses in Thread of Fate breedings from Furion. So those are the 3 winners of Culinary Clash. They had interesting effects. They were thematically very cool with what was going on as well. It's not really shocking to them end up in breeding. Many breeding items tend to be desserts. I don't know why. It's just how it is. It happened. It's the bakery. That was dumb of me. It's the bakery. So that's what we've got coming. As soon as we get item art for them and get them wired into the system, we will release them. But those are our 3 chosen winners from the judges table, and I'm looking forward to what's happening in Festival of Flowers. What's our theme for this one?
I'm pretty sure it's vegetables and salads and things like that.
vegetable
vegan cooking,
salads.
vegetarian dishes.
All right, cool. So we'll see what everybody comes up with for that. Okay. And Verma, I know. I'm working on it. Okay. I was never the event manager for a reason.
It doesn't work because I was.
I was taking the blame. Keep your mouth shut.
Okay.
So, yeah. Just how it is. I'm working on it. I have progress, but I have to make decisions constantly between things the game desperately needs and this event that's been around since 2020. Okay?
2022 infinity, as the channel says.
2022 infinity. We'll get there. And then let me see. I have one other announcement that's not about taming, TCA, and things of that nature that I'm going to make here. And then I'm going to pause real quick for questions after it, okay? Before we move into taming. So, UT starters. There are over 60 UTs in our game. Dunn has a list, but it's over 60. And that's unique traits for anybody who's new to Tokos and doesn't know that. And of those, only... At this point, it feels wrong. That's true. Cray distract me with the good stuff. Okay. Only 5 of them do not have a group-owned starter. I've hummed and hawed this. I've talked to managers. I've talked to dads. I've talked to, Dunn, obviously. Bounced it back and forth. And I have decided to make the call that we are going to make a UT starter for the remaining 5. There's various reasons that we can't reach, don't know, can't find owners of those previous ones, and I'm just going to make the call. So the last 5 that do not have a group-owned starter, we're going to bite the bullet and we're just going to do it. If one of those people comes back around out of the ether to have a problem with it, I will talk to them and I will deal with it then and there. And that's the call that I'm going to make. It unblocks us in a lot of ways to do things. And let me be real clear, I'm not calling spite on any of those people.
Some people just haven't been on DA in a decade.
Yeah, they haven't been on DA in a decade. I can't find them at all. So I will happily talk to them. I will sort it out. They don't play Tokos. So that means Brother Bear, Rep, Gold Digger, Skill Seeker, and Taylor will be getting group-owned UTs. I will be looking for those designs soon. And we will have those up for Toko New Year's. I'm sure I can find 5 designs before Toko New Year's and just release the last of them. At this point, then we can start looking at non-hereditaries for the HP traits. Brother Bear has always been a sticking point in that because it's not easily accessible and we don't make non-hereditary unique traits that everybody doesn't have equal access to. And a platinum slot is equal access. Everybody can get one through crafting or through shrine or through trade. Like everyone has an equal shot at getting them versus a limited number of slots from people who have it. And while Brother Bear is like it's out there.
It's out there.
Because it's one of the older ones. It just made things complicated. So now we can talk about doing that. We can talk about doing those things, and we will in the later half of the year once we have those starters up. So every unique trait will have a group-owned starter. And at that point, I'm going to open the floor for questions about anything that I've spoken of already. These are all kind of like the general announcements.
Make sure to go to Discord with them so I can check them as we go.
Yes, please take them to Discord so that we can check them. I'm going to take a drink of my coffee so my voice continues to hold.
Do you need a cough drop or are you okay?
It doesn't, like my throat does not hurt at all. I can just...
a lot of talking for you.
Yeah. I can hear the strain more than I can feel it.
Fair enough. Okay, we do have typing.
Oh, yay. All right. Typing. And
we have, what, 3 non-hereds planned?
We have 3 non-hereds planned. And I think at least 2 of them were held up by this.
Yes.
So we were like, nope, I'm going to make the call. I will deal with the community backlash. I don't do a lot of things where I'm infringing, but given the limitations I'm suffering here, I'm going to make the call and I will talk it out with anybody who wants to talk it out. happy to do that. Well, resigned to do that.
Oh, wait, no more typing, apparently.
No more typing. All right, that's fair. I figured there might be a question, but there also just might not be. You know, Culinary Clash is pretty happy news. Forums are pretty happy news. UT Starter, but
Is news.
It's.
I'm excited to have my hands untied, but you know.
Yes, I am too, but you know, must be respectful of. You know, we're doing the thing.
Kep would ask a question, but it's honestly about something unknown. I mean, you can.
You can ask it. The worst thing that's going to happen is I'm going to be like, I'll talk about it later, or
Ooh, didn't think of that.
or I didn't think about that. Yeah. And okay, that's true. And Cray has pointed out in the chat, this decision was unanimous across all three of the dads plus the stepdad. I did take it to them, explain my reasoning, said I would take any backlash that came from it because I understood it might be an unpopular decision. But let's just do it and get through it. And that's that. And Cray and Daff agreed. So it's not like they left me out on their own to be like, well, it's your fault, Jill.
Oh, the question that was being typed was about PvP forms, but then they remembered that you said something about tigers, so they probably just missed it. Yes, PvP forms are coming.
Yes, PvP forms are coming. In fact, let me switch back to that for a second. You can see it on there. It's the third line, third option. That's PvP. You will have PvP forms. I'm just working it in order out of, I can't say simplicity. CE forms are very complicated.
PvT would actually probably be the quickest to finish, but I think it's also very similar to CEs right now.
Yes. So as soon as I finish one, the rest will follow much faster. But did you recall I sat on the couch for like 10 hours working on CE forms, had a minor meltdown, called Kex, explained what was going on to Kex. She took that information, came back to me like 48 hours later and said what she was okay with changing, and then spent another 10 hours with my brain bleeding out of my ears and went, okay, I need a break. And then there was a bridal shower. So.
Oh my God, that was that week.
I know.
Oh, that was this month?
Yes.
Oh God.
Okay.
Question is being typed. We can always circle. There we go. There it is. Okay. Regarding non-hereditary UTs, I know what this link is. Yeah, I know what this link is. Verdant Hair and Kep were talking about this. We have more than 7 builds at this point, and I think more than 7 traits, with more to come up with. I presume any 6 build boost UTs present or something would create a non-hered. I just butchered this question. I'm so sorry, Kep. Let me start over.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what you're asking.
Okay. We have more than 7 builds at this point.
Correct.
And thus more than 7 traits, with more to come. Presumably, I assume any 6 build boost UTs present or something would be done to create the non-hered UT, considering the trait limit. Yes. We're talking about... fine, spoilers for me. We're talking about breaking the non-hereds into the build groups, so tiny, modest, hefty, and then it requires 3?
I think it was 3.
3 of those UTs in that, for those build groups to be present, to obviously plan for the expansion.
Correct. It's not a super secret that we obviously have some stuff planned for Toko New Year's, and so there will be more things like build group or build traits coming. And so if you have 3 tiny ones present in a breeding, any 3 tiny ones, then you could pop the tiny UT, right? To streamline that a little. Because you're right, there's too many.
And the link you posted to suggestion box literally sparked the conversation.
It did. All right. Let's move on to taming. All right. So I'm not going to say it was contentious because in my opinion, it shouldn't have been. Changes are coming to taming. Most of them are good. We talked, hey, how big of a rebalance are we going to do? What's this? What's that? From December, lots more conversation happened. I did say like TCA rank is changing, but I don't know how much of taming. So we went through December and had those conversations. It spilled into January. And then I came to the realization I'm not doing a massive taming rebalance. I'm just not. everything was up for grabs, and I am making some changes, but it's not a massive rebalance, and most of you will be wholly ineffective. So, first things first, we are adding the +2 HP bonus to taming entries. Yep, bring them in line with activities and other things. We'll update the HP calculator, but taming activities grant +2 HP. If you're active in them, right?
Yes.
You have to be active in them, like one of the Tokos doing a thing, +2 HP for it. I think the wild will count for that too.
Yeah, well, the wild is actively involved in the taming process.
Exactly. So +2 HP. People said they wanted it. I had no issue with it. Sprack had no issue with it. So I'll add it to the TT, not to the TT, to the HP calculator, and away we go. So good news there. There are 2 bonuses that are changing. Wild Heart and the Tribe Taming bonus.
Well, it's technically 3 because it's specialist and TCA specialist.
Oh, they were both percentage?
Yes.
Oh, never mind. It's 3, like Dunn just said. So all of the percentage-based bonuses are switching to a flat rate. We went a little back and forth on this, and then it was brought to my attention that basically if a Toko has a higher number, people who have those have a bigger reduction on more or higher number Tokos, which kind of goes against the point of having a bigger number Toko for their taming odds. So I hummed and hawed a little, and then I agreed. So all 3 of those are moving to a flat rate bonus. I believe we set it to be basically like the average or the 1,000 mark on there. Mm-hmm. So anything over 1,000, you'll have a slight reduction, but we're not talking a massive reduction in your thing. And then everyone's on even footing on every Toko.
Yeah, technically, this means it's getting a buff for all the ones that came in under 1,000 odds.
Yes, there's not a lot of those, but it does come in, meaning you got a buff to anything under.
Well, there might be more now because of the change on the odds.
Yes, and we have restandardized odds. We've got a new little thing. We calculate odds based on a chart that we have, which is what's the base build, how many of this does it have, how many of that, is it a rare main, is it this, and we've granularized that a little bit more. So there's a buff per mutation, a buff per UT. A rare main and a very rare main have a different increase on them, and every build has a starter. And of course, myself or Starday, who is actively in process of becoming the taming manager right now. She's doing a wonderful job. She started in really hard last October. Before that, but she really took over last October, and she's been doing an amazing job transitioning into the role, getting the wilds created, handling TCA. I only haven't cut her loose to make sure that she has all the support she needs for another couple of months until she's absolutely certain she doesn't need me and can make decisions on her own. But between myself, Starday, and Dunn, we can always call an audible and change a number, right? We reserve that right, but we do have a calculation for it. And more things were likely to come in under if they were like Tokos or Tokis. Okay, so that's what's going on in the land of taming. There's no grace period for these. They're happening now. We talked about changes coming in December, and everyone is absolutely the same affected. You didn't lose a bonus. Wild Heart's not changed in the form of it reduces odds. The tribe stuff is not changed in the fact that it reduces odds. They just slightly reduce it a little less over 1,000, and everyone is affected at the exact same time in the exact same way. So that's happening this round. I feel very comfortable doing that. The flat numbers just make my life easier. Okay. Was that good? Do I need to say anything more about the percentage ones, or did we cover all the points?
I think so. I think we covered.
Okay. Additionally, and I apologize if this is a surprise for you, Starday, because it's not supposed to be. I thought I talked to you. Dunn's convinced I didn't. We'll find out. This is also the round we are introducing. There will always be one no bonus wild. Day bonus will still happen, the reduction of days. It's just all other bonuses won't work on this wild. It puts everyone on the literal exact same playing field for one of the wilds. Sometimes it'll be a rare wild, sometimes it won't be the super rare wild. We'll make decisions as we go, but there will always be one no bonus wild. We've talked about it before where people are like, well, is there a way to do like a new player one? I'm like, yeah, but qualify a new player, because new players walk in, roll a 1, and walk off with a tamed Toko. Does that make them forever not qualified to be a new player anymore, even though they've got none of the bonuses? And then there are players who have all of the bonuses that have never tamed anything. So we're just going to do open to everybody, no bonus wild. Okay? I think your fatigue will still affect it, and your daily countdown will still affect it.
Yep.
Okay. Additionally, we are officially introducing the homeward bound mechanics. These, you might have heard them before as like sudden death and all of that.
So we decided that was a little dark.
It was a dark name for a taming system. So it's now been renamed to Homeward Bound. What this is the basics of it are, if a Toko goes past 30 days, all taming attempts become a raffle entry, and then we roll off for the Toko. We just roll the raffle entry from there. So if you have like 15 attempts on this Toko, you have 15 entries in the raffle. However many you did is that. That means people who were consistent for 30 days have more entries than someone who put in one shot at it. And that's only if a Toko goes beyond 30 days, which has happened once. We don't expect it to happen a ton more.
Well, actually, no. I think Hadi went after 30 days.
Fair, but Hadi didn't go too far after 30 days.
I don't know. Yeah. 403 was insane.
Yeah.
But I do think Hadi went over a month too.
Okay. So we've had 2 that had happened on. 403 was nuts, but 403 plagued us.
Yes, Hadi went 33 days.
Okay. 403 went like 40 though.
No, didn't they get up to 50? I can't remember.
They got over 40. If Hadi had started reaching 40, we would have had this conversation at Hadi.
We weren't in charge for Hadi.
No, but I feel like they would have had this conversation for Hadi. But we're implementing it. It's going to be an official mechanic in the game for Starday's sanity, for my sanity, for your sanity. 30 days of consistent art, while beautiful practice, is a lot of work.
30 days of rolling every taming entry in the system is a lot of work. Starday was a goddamn champ last year.
Yes, even with the system doing a lot of the heavy lifting, when people write lit, we still have to read it all. We have to make sure that your bonuses make sense, that you've not done something silly, not calling any of you out if you feel called out.
Howls to see if something needs adjusted.
Yep. If you wrote the name of the Toko in the handler box rather than putting their ID in the rep box, right? Things like that allow you to use bonuses. We have to check all of that still. So while the workload is much more streamlined and we put a lot more onus on you all to fill things out, which I think everybody likes because it cycles to the next day too. Like, that's just the reality of it. Okay? So, and I sat with this for literally 3 months, and I had people talk to me in every which direction about it. I listened. I had arguments. I had questions. I went back and forth. I know it came up that that wild entries would be better if they were in a random order. No. I sat with it. I thought about it. My answer is no. There are pros and cons to both sides of the system. But the reality is, I'm going to say no, because while someone getting to roll ahead of you is technically a little bit of a bonus because they're ahead of you, taming is PvP, people. This is the most PvP part of our game. And people who orient their day to get up and do the entries, it is what it is.
Doing the randomized order doesn't save you from, you could be online every day at rollover, submit your thing, and then RNG just throws you to the back of the queue every day because RNG be like that.
and there's nothing you can do about it because RNG just be like that. So there's 30 entries and you are always entry 29 or 28 or 27, despite the fact you got up and you put your entry in, right? And I know the argument's, well, if we change this, then maybe the culture of it will change. Maybe, but probably not. People who are dedicated to taming a Toko are going to show up to get their entry in the wall to make sure they don't miss it. So no. I sat with it. I thought about it. I understand there are pros and cons in both directions. There are pros of the randomized entry order. There are. I'm not pretending there's not. But I've decided against it. I just want to let everybody know that. Be real clear about it. I'm fine with you not liking my decision, but I've, as I said, I've put significant thought into this one. I'm not changing my mind on it. Very few times I say, I'm not open to a discussion. And it's not that I'm not open to discussion. You can have your feedback, but I'm not changing my mind on it. Okay? Let's do some questions. Taming. Oh, yeah.
We should probably explain what's on the screen.
I can absolutely do that, but start typing your questions. Okay, so on the screen, we have Sloth Totem, and Sloth Totem is where the bonding bonus is going. It is, Sloth Totem is going. Everyone who is currently TCA rank 5 gets Sloth Totem.
Not it being you just have Sloth Totem unlocked.
Yes, it's unlocked for you. And we're going to implement that today, so it'll be in your list for setting your totems.
If you've already set your totem, send a howl.
Yeah, if you've already set your totem, send a howl. Like that's totally reasonable to ask us to go and fix that because of totems. Absolutely. So send us a howl. That's where that Sloth Totem, as you can see, it's there. It's adorable. And there was something you wanted me to say about a single-use woodcutter's axe.
Oh, okay. Yes. Okay, so Sloth Totem, for anyone who is not TCA rank 5, to make it accessible, we're putting it in a totem recipe. So it'll just be craftable. All you TCA rank people, you do not have to craft it. You'll just have it unlocked. I guess you can unlock the recipe for completion because got to catch them all. And then we are making another recipe for a single-use woodcutter's axe, meaning you clear one slot on your totem. Not the entire thing like woodcutter's axe, but you can swap out a totem once a month.
And it should allow you, if I do this correctly, to swap out an empty spot or one totem for another totem, and you can do it once a month. And it's a crafting recipe. Dan and I went back and forth. I hear you all about it's so hard to pick totems. I want it that way. I want you to feel like these are difficult decisions. What bonuses do I want? That's why the combo totems come in when we feel a totem's not strong enough. That's why we do totem health checks every now and then to be like, this totem's still not strong enough. Nobody wants it, right? I'm holding any more changes to RE ones until the new RE system's out. They might suddenly become very popular in the new system. So Sloth Totem's coming in. You get it if you're rank 5. It's just going to a recipe if you're not. Go ahead and unlock it. And then I think you have a recipe for it.
I'm finalizing it today.
Okay, we're finalizing that. Dun's finalizing it. She's actually in charge of crafting.
That and the single use. What are we calling it? Woodcarver's chisel?
Woodcarver's chisel, yeah. We didn't get art for that yet, did we?
No, we have to do an art call after this. There was supposed to be an art call 3 weeks ago, but we're going up with placeholders.
Yeah, we're going to go up with placeholders and put out an art call today. The other one there is the TCA Call of the Wild?
The cookie jar is the Call of the Wild one.
Okay.
So that's like Guiding Star for Tokos who are giving bonuses in Taming. So your Wild Hearts, your Mediators, can get from Bronze to Aurorium with gold and up, counting for POTA, a trophy for, providing bonuses in Taming and rehome attempts.
You're going to want to get that. I'll explain in a minute.
And then the lovely sweet one from Sea Lamprey over there is for hitting max TCA rank.
Okay, and you get that for hitting the max TCA rank, okay?
And that's a player trophy.
Player trophy, meaning none of us will have it. Because, we're all going to be rank 5. Oh, I'll deal with that in a moment. So those are the new things coming in Taming. Did we get any questions?
We do.
Oh, good. That makes me feel better.
Hi, could the plus 2 HP bonus for taming be retroactively applied to a taming toko?
All HP is retroactive, my dear.
So, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, that means yes. Apologies.
So, the bonding bonus, do you mean. I think I need more context for this question. Did we say bonding bonus? Oh, no.
Sloth.
Sloth. No, Sloth Totem is the 2 images to do T1 bonding.
It got removed from the TCA ranks. There's still some bonding references in the TCA ranks, such as bonding Tokos to move up ranks, but that bonus got moved to the Sloth Totem, which is now a totem recipe.
Oh, and it's also the bonus it gives to bonding rights is going up to plus 10, since Kep reminded me in the chat.
Yes. It was supposed to be, what was it? You have to do 2 images for tier 1, and then you go plus 5 to tier 2. Well, now it's a plus 10 to tier 2 and tier 3. And you still have your 2 images for tier 1, and that'll be in the Sloth Totem, which people will find popping onto their lists later today. I have to get through this, take Tav over to his grandparents for a very small Easter time / get his birthday present. And then I'm going to come home, I'm going to sit on the couch, and I'm going to code for like 8 hours today. Because I have so much I have to do.
I have a ton of Tokopedia work you guys will be seeing popping into existence.
Exactly.
There are... Actually, we didn't put a bullet point on here. Taming and Rehome both have brand new Tokopedia guides, which will be going live.
Oh, yes, and I've seen them. They're very pretty.
Yeah, and going through the Taming guide to update it with our changes, we were like, we have never actually explicitly explained some of these things that we all common sense know for taming.
They were like unwritten rules. And that's a bad rule. So, Duns included them. Some of our... How do you say it correctly? Because they're not actually like nitpicky. They're detail-oriented admins have gone over the guides. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, and I love them. Thank them for going over my guides every time. I'm like, hi guys, I know it's 2 a.m., but I've got some docs for you.
Oh, the EU people and their guide work. All right, any other taming questions?
Is anything replacing TCA 5 bonus? We'll be there shortly.
We will be there shortly.
And then, is the chisel available as of this open? Yes, I'll be putting the recipe live this afternoon.
It's on my coding list. Hopefully nobody will need it on the 5th, but, you know.
Yeah. If you need to swap right now, just howl us.
Yes, howl us. As we said, if you've already set your totems and you want sloth, just howl us. Like, that's okay.
All right, I think... And I somehow ended up in the admin server instead of Jen. Yep, I think we're good.
Okay, awesome. Let's talk about... What?
Ree doesn't understand your couch coding. It sounds pain.
What? Ree, where do you code, Ree? Oh, God, you sit at a desk all proper and ergonomic, don't you? But, like, okay, for the first 9 months at my current job, I sat in a beanbag on the floor with a laptop on my lap. Okay? The COVID had just happened. I'd just gone back to work for maternity leave, gotten a new job because I got fired from the old one on maternity leave. And they were like, yeah, don't come into the office. We don't maintain that right now. And I was like, oh, okay. And my husband had this giant beanbag. So I sat in that for 9 months with a laptop before the C-suite in my chain was like, you're doing what? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, I'm sending you money for a desk. And I was like, I don't need one. And she's like, I'm sending you money for a desk and a chair. I still have the chair. I'm sitting in it right now. It was
It lives in the closet.
It does live in the closet. It's a very comfortable chair. And she's like, no, it's your chair, not our chair. And I was like, oh, okay. Shelly was wonderful. So I toted a desk for a small amount of time. And now I sit on the couch all day and code. Okay, it is what it is.
Everyone is concerned for your back.
Whatever. I care about your care. Your care is very kind. I promise I'm okay. Sometimes I sit at the kitchen table.
Sometimes. That's homework time.
That's homework time. Oh man, I just finished a test about. Am I allowed to say the? I don't know if I can.
I don't know.
Well, I just did a forensic anthropology test. Dunn and I have been back and forth about it. It's been fun in a lot of ways.
Yeah, but we probably shouldn't talk about our debates on a recorded podcast.
No, we probably shouldn't, but it's very funny what she says about them. All right, so that's Taming. So I think we're going on to the TCA Academy, which is the changes to the ranks. Okay.
I gave you the link because I just didn't do slides.
I understand. Do you want me to share? I'm going to share this with y'all. I'm going to move this into the share screen, which means I need to
adjust things.
I need to adjust things ever so slightly. You're the one. Let's pull you out so you're not in my 80 other tabs. Can I hide comments?
I don't know.
Well, the comments just have like your name, so I don't think you want them there.
Whatever.
Okay.
This is Tokos. We all know each other's names from PayPal, but we pretend
we don't. Okay, cool. I'm so glad we're all on the same page about that. Window capture. No, you'd murder me if I shared that.
Yes, I would.
I said you would. I was like, you will murder me if I share my Adobe files right now. I'm not supposed to have those. Hell, the managers haven't seen those yet.
True.
Boom. Okay, that's the one. All right. And ta-da! All right. Screen share. Jump back over here. So we decided on the tier 10 system, or the 10-tier system. Let me be clear. There was so much feedback, and I read everything. This took months because you all have very passionate and many, many logical thoughts and feelings about the taming system. We hit you with some reality of statistics, and even I admitted, I totally thought taming worked like this, and then I got the numbers and realized I was wrong. But my feelings told me one thing that the data did not back up. And lots of people incorporated that. And I had so much feedback. And there were reasons to do 6. There were reasons to do 10. There were reasons to leave it the way that it was. And in the end, I just kind of had to go with what I thought would be best for the long-term gameplay. Because taming is a long-term thing. It's welcoming at the early stages as much as it can be, but it's a late game, mid game, late game, long-term investment if you're going to be an epic level tamer. So I just made decisions that I thought would be the best for long-term game health. It would give people something to do, which is always a good thing in long-term or in the later parts of the game. And, like I said, I went with my gut on a couple things, like my instincts of game design, which you'll have to admit are pretty good. We're still here over a decade later. Because I'm coming up on a decade in charge, right? Like for realsies?
No, I'm hitting a decade on the team at the end of this year.
So I'll be a decade on the team at the end of last year. And Spring next year. And then I'll be a decade in charge maybe like a year out from that. Something. I'm a wild person. I was untamable. All right. Let's talk about this system. I'm going to go through it. So you're going to see lots of colors on this. It tells a story of the back and forthness of this, of Dunn wanting to strangle me in multiple situations. And us going over something, going, this is what I mean, though. That's not what you said, but this is what I mean, though.
Including 3 a.m. last night.
Including 3 a.m. last night. Yeah. Yeah. It was a thing. But I think we're where we need to be. There's one more discussion point that I'm going to discuss with you, and I'm going to beg you all to see common sense. What?
That just killed me.
Oh no.
Oh God, I can't even read it out loud.
That's hilarious. Oh, that's good. Well played. That should be in a that pumpkin patch that.
Oh yes, okay. Oh shit, pumpkin patch. I can't even. My eyes are tearing up.
Okay. So, Tier 10 system is in the mind of early to late game, that this is spanning the entirety of Tokos. That after a month or two in the game, new players may start attempting to tame. And so these first level things, If you're someone who's played Tokos for a year and you're like, okay, I'm going to get my TCA ranks, you're going to blow through these, right? So first things first, your bonuses at rank 1 are -10 odd reductions for wild. You need to complete 1 AOA, 3 successful activities, any activities, 1 monthly quest, and 5 taming attempts. You can do 5 taming attempts in a single round. Trust me, bro. And then the prompt is depict your handler or envoy, which is an update to envoy, interacting with one of these two. And why is it those two?
Well, that's our existing taming UT starters. We will add the rep starter into this when we have it.
And we'll add the rep starter in when we get this. I was like, I know there's a reason. I'm positive one of those is envoy.
And Peaceful Soul.
And the other's Peaceful Soul. And we'll add the rep one when we have them. And that's it. Very simple. It can be knocked out in a month. And I want it that way. 2. Here we have, it's one AOA specifically for Ernest. Find at least 4 fish in a single fishing activity. As you can see, comments to the side as everyone's like, hold on, are we backtracking? And I was like, no, we're not backtracking. And then Dun's like, I'll leave comments. And you have to participate, not win, in 2 continuous events that must require a handler, and 5 more taming attempts. And then another depict your handler or envoy with this specific pack leader. A member of that one's the Marasa. Thank you. I try, but my brain just does not sound out words. And then Dunn corrects me, and you'll notice I'm just at peace with it.
I think we've discussed that you just didn't learn phonics.
I didn't learn phonics.
So that's all that's happening here.
Yeah, this is just what happens when you run into someone who didn't learn phonics. And also it was maybe between, like, I don't want to say 2 languages because that's dramatic, but between 2 entirely different pronunciation guides while we were supposed to learn phonics.
Yeah.
Garage, I could not pronounce until I was 21 because that's not how you say that word. It's a garage. So, yeah, that's all it is. It's my lack of phonics. But participate in 2 of those that require a handler, and then the Masara pack. It can be the leader, a current wild Toko, or a former wild Toko. Go for it. Very simple, yet again, really easy, and you just get the -20 odds. Next, rank 3, you go to -40. You have to complete the AOA for Fellowship. Find at least 3 pelts in a single small game hunting.
Oh, shit, let me go fix that.
At least 3. We're not doing that magic 3. And successfully craft 3 different taming-related items. That's the real gate mechanic right there. Because keep in mind, Tier 3 is still that early game player who's in the middle of transitioning to a mid-game player. All taming-related items are behind recipes. Okay? So we're expecting that they've done some activity work. They've bought recipes. They've unlocked some things. And they have to craft just 3 different items. And they're likely not Tier 10. So for all of you who are like, I've been playing Tokos for like 4 years. This is not going to take very long. No shit, Sherlock. It's not supposed to take you a long time.
But we did move it out of rank 1 because rank 1 had the crafting.
Yes.
And we swapped it with CEs because of that.
Because you can always participate in CEs, but you cannot always guarantee you've unlocked recipes. So it's just giving some more time to do this. Let me pause and make a clarifying statement that some of you are probably concerned about. I am thinking that everything except for taming attempts you will not have to do after you've reached your current rank. So if you craft 3 different taming related items, you crafted 3 different taming related items, and it doesn't need to wait until after you finished rank 2. The exceptions to that, there will be a few little exceptions. Taming attempts, you can do your taming attempts. Like once you've done rank 2, you need to do 10 tamings. That's going to be the gator piece, is just the taming attempts. And we are going to have a cutoff date. Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, just like we do for totems and all that jazz.
There's a date in totems, where we're like, it needs to be after this date. Taming is going to be the same, but the date is not going to be like tomorrow. The date's going to be when we moved on to Tokone for taming.
So October 24.
October 24. Okay, so you would need to have crafted 3 different taming related items after October 24. And for late game players, that should be a nothing burger, right? For new game players, if they've been playing since at least 2024, they're fine. Oh gosh, because that's over a year at this point. So the exceptions to that are going to be trophies. If you already have something like the Gold Quester trophy, which moved further into the tree, we're not going to make you redo it. Okay? That one doesn't matter when you did it. Whenever you do a trophy, that counts. Everything else, after the cutoff date, taming, after you complete the rank. And that's how we're going to play it. That's what I'm thinking right now. I reserve the right to change my mind if it turns into a nightmare with taming attempts, but that's what I'm doing at the moment. Okay, just want to get that out there because I knew those would be questions. So craft 3 different, 10 taming attempts, 1 rehome attempt. And then obviously the prompt and just with a different pack this time. 4, this is where we believe you should properly be a mid-game player. You are out of your Toko infancy. You no longer believe you're only going to have 2 Tokos, right? You're beginning to amass your army. What? It's true, okay?
I got to update this one to say at least as well.
So in here, you get, for bonuses, you get the -40, but you retain -40, but also when completing any entry for TCA rehoming or wild, the player has a small chance to return with a TCA basket activity openable.
I think we're calling it TCA basket.
It's just a TCA basket? Okay.
I just couldn't delete activity openable without deleting my comment.
Okay, so it's going to be called the TCA basket. And that's just an openable that's got items in it, like a set list of items.
It's going to have an activity style loot pool, but all the items building this loot pool are related to crafting treats and rehome related items.
Okay, and that will be available in this round. Because we're cutting over, all the bonuses will be available the same way that all of the changes like to Wild Heart are going to happen. We're not just giving you the trait changes and not all the bonuses. So that's your extra bonus. And for this one, it's just 1 more AOA in Dignity, at least 3 pelts in a large game. Participate, you'll notice I'm enunciating it, in 2 faction brawls. But remember, those faction brawls count from October 2024, so many of you will have already done this. And I think a faction brawl happens...
What happened last month? And it'll happen next month.
It'll happen next month. Okay. So participate. Entries must include the handler. That's the only thing that could be a little slowing down. But also remember, you can do it in advance. If you're starting on 3, you can do the faction brawl with the handler while you're waiting. It just has to be after the grandfather or the October 24th. Okay? October 2024. Thank you. 10 tamings, 2 rehome attempts. I think the rehomes are going to be like the taming. You have to do them on your current rank. I'm kind of squishing them together. And complete tier 1 bonding for 1 Toko. This just has to be after October 2024. Okay? And then the prompt that we have. Every level has a prompt if you can't tell. What in the world? Aesthetics?
Yes, it has to be typed out like that. It's required.
Okay. Cool. So now rank 5. Oh, they're going to read our comments. Yeah, okay. We totally forgot about Dog Totem. Yeah, we did. So we put it back in rank 5. Thank gosh we remembered it before we went live. Yeah, thank gosh for re. So you're going to get to -80. You're going to get your Dog Totem back. That just unlocks and you have it. You have to complete the AOAs for courage at this point. You need to find at least 3 plants in a single exploration. Any plants. And you need to complete 5 T1 adventures with the same Toko. The reason it's like that is because we don't count adventures per player. We don't really have a way to do that, but we can have ways to count them per Toko. So 1 Toko needs to do 5 adventures. This is doable in 2 months with no bonuses. Because you get 3, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's doable in 2 months with no bonuses. So, very doable. And then complete 20 tamings and do your prompt. All right, so that's where your dog totem is. Slides in at 5. So anyone who's currently at 5 and has it, you golden. Anybody working towards 5 who thinks they're going to have it, you golden. You're still going to get it at 5. All right.
Oh, hold on. What's up, dude? Can you go use my bathroom, please?
Children. All right, so Dunn's not here to read Discord as we go. So, if I seem to be ignoring you, it's because I can't see you. All right, so 6. 6 is where we move into that mid-game player moving to a late-game player. And here's the changes that we're going to put in here. You've got a negative 80 odds to the wilds. Yes, I know, everyone, that means you've lost like 20 or something from what you currently have if you're a rank 5, but that's it. It's all good. Players may use, now let me be real clear. Dunn fought for this, so I hope you all like it. She fought. Players, Tokos, may use TCA rehoming and wild taming attempts in place of activity successes for passage of the alpha. Toko must be depicted full body in all entries and provide an active bonus, wild heart, rep, envoy to the entry in order to qualify for the POTA success. So they can't just be shoved into a taming attempt. They have to be doing something in the taming attempt. Okay? For this, you must earn a bronze Call of the Wild. That's 25 tamings, right?
Yes.
Bronze is 25 taming attempts. And before anyone clutches some pearls, 5, 10, 20, 30, 50. You've had to do 50 taming attempts to get here, okay? You've already had to do 50 to be here. So 25 with the same Toko providing a bonus to get bronze. Many of you will already have this on multiple of your Tokos, okay? And Dunn has also fought to say that it doesn't have to be your taming entries. So there's a handful of Tokos walking in with Aurorium. And that is what that is. So, continuing down, you need to have unlocked Tier 10. Keep in mind, we are expecting you to be transitioning from mid to late game at this point. Many of us will have this, but not everybody.
We swapped this with Gold Quester to put it further back in the line.
We did, actually. We did. So, Gold Quester takes a year.
Period.
Yes. And while we kind of think that by the time you're at Tier 6, you're probably a year in, for all of our late game people who were not actively working on it, didn't know they needed to be actively working on it for their TCA rank because it didn't exist 6 months ago, we decided we would not stymie you. We'll put Tier 10 there and we'll put Gold further down the list so that you can start paying attention to it and hopefully not be super long time gated when you get there. So, Tier 10, 20 more taming attempts, 2 rehomes, and complete the rites of dominance for 5 Tokos. I don't want to hear it. Everyone's like, oh, you're so competitive today. Maybe a little bit, but keep in mind, you've had to do AOAs for 5 different Tokos to be here, and I'm expecting you to play for at least a year. If you're going to sit here and tell me, I don't have 5 Tokos, I'm going to be like, what have you been doing with the last year in Tokos then? Just want to know. You'll have 5 Tokos. 5 rites of dominance when you are moving into late game is nothing, and we all know that. It's a lot for someone who's been here a month, but someone who's been here a month is not at rank 6 TCA, everybody. And I will absolutely take your criticisms when we are done. 7, earn the silver, which is 50 tamings, which we just went over, you already had. You have to find 10 companions in a caving activity, not in one single caving activity. 10 companions across your caving activities. All of your caving activities, not your same Toko caving activities, okay? We went back and forth on this because Turtle Totem and this, that, and the next thing, and we settled on 10 because you are in late game, so a little bit more. And you have to place first in one continuous event that must require a handler. We've expected that you've been working on this for about a year. You have known that the entire time. You can complete it in advance. There are some of us who already will have this requirement, okay? So that's first place in one continuous event, and I believe the handler ones are the practice events, right?
No, they rotate around.
They rotate around. Okay. And then complete 20 more taming and your prompt. And this is where you get your negative 100 odds plus everything that comes below it. All right. On to 8, you get your negative 100 odds, and you get an increase to a moderate chance to receive the TCA basket. And remember, that's for all of your taming attempts and such. We do have to account for Tokoween in that, where 500-600 tamings dropping into the system is absolutely possible. You need the gold, which is 75, 10 companions in diving, and now you can see there's the Earn the Quester trophy. And we expect people will have been playing for well over a year by the time they reach this. There are some people who will blow through this, but most people won't. And that's kind of the goal. It's supposed to be something to work towards, not cakewalk through. 25 taming attempts, 3 rehomes, and complete tier 2 bonding for 1 Toko. There was a moment where I was like, hey, Dun, Tokos. And she was like, no, we don't even have that. And we've played for a decade. And I was like, that's fair. You're right. One Toko is fine. 1 is fine.
We're a bit behind the curve, and I know that. I'm catching us up this year, but
I hear you.
I'm not going to make them do something we can't do.
Yes, that's fair. And then your prompt. Now we go on to rank 9. This is where you get your 125 odds. You need the Platinum Call of the Wild, which is 100 activities. And before you start, you are well over 100, or not activities, tamings. You are well over 100 tamings to be here, okay? You're well over 100 tamings. And you will notice that all of your bonuses are exceptionally taming related now. The point is, if you don't want to tame, you won't be climbing these ranks. There's no bonus hidden in here that you need to be good at another part of the system, right? It's all taming. And find 3 pelts from 3 different dangerous game activities. So that means 3 pelts from 3 different animals in dangerous game. Complete 10 tier 2 adventures with the same Toko with no bonuses, doable in 2.5 months. Keeping in mind, you can do them in advance. 25 taming attempts and the prompt. And then we come into rank 10, which is our new final rank. That's where you'll get that trophy. You get the negative 125 odds. Players may submit 1 additional entry for TCA rehome Tokos. And when participating in TCA taming ranks, increases the player's chance of taming a Toko, wild Toko, by 2. So that means it's a 1 or a 2, right?
Yes, it's the old Aga's or Guardian's Prowess bonus.
It's the old Guardian's Prowess. People really liked it. It was a good bonus. Aga's Prowess didn't really fit in with everything else that was going on in the rest of the prowesses, so we moved it here so that everyone could have it when they hit rank 10, all right? So it is a substantial bonus for people at the end of the chain. And you need the Aurorium, which is 125 tamings, and you'll notice I'm repeating myself because this is one of the things that happened at 2 a.m. while Dunn and I were going. By the time you get here, you have 135 tamings minimum. Yourself. And it's 125 to have Aurorium. So if you have a rep that's yours, if you have a wild heart that's yours that you've dedicated, you will have this. It should not be a struggle. There will be people who have this. Like Serendipity probably has this. Because she was the first rep child born whose slots I tried to send every which direction. So, and people were using her before other reps, simpler reps got out there that they could color. So she might already have 125 tamings. I wouldn't be shocked. Keep in mind, I don't think trophy requirements don't have a grandfather day, right? Yeah, so you can use all those old tamings that are not on Tokone.
We did talk about maybe making these ones required to be Tokotna tamings. Because to answer a question that I'm seeing pop up in questions as we're going, Jill is going to make a screen to look at all your taming attempts.
Oh, yeah, it's in progress right now. I wanted to have it for today, and I was in progress on it. And you will all completely understand because all of you are reasonable. I chose Tav's birthday over finishing it. I chose spending time with him, playing Donkey Kong Bonanza with his new light-up controller, and showing him how to climb things and do this and do all that. I chose my 6-year-old's birthday over finishing that page. And I will dedicate my Easter to finishing it now. I'll pick you guys over Easter, but I picked him over you. And I know you all understand. I actually don't have to justify that. I just have to tell you what I did. But I have a page in works already. I'm halfway done. And I think I'll have it so that you can pull all taming attempts you've ever done and then maybe allow you to filter by a Toko for sanity purposes. For Alcestia, I'll do the counting. And then if we limit it to the Tokot tamings, you just have to search and give Alcestia the link and bam, super easy. You don't have to make 125 links.
Yeah. Ugh.
See? Thinking with portals here. That's the only reason we're considering locking it to Tokot for your sanity and ours. But we're open to that. Feel free to have an opinion about that and let us know.
Drop it in the feedback channel.
Yep, drop it in the feedback channel.
In chatter while we're doing this.
Yeah.
Either's fine.
I read all of it. Okay. So, that one, 3 pelts from a different prey, 25 taming attempts, 3 rehome attempts, and complete passive alpha for 3 Tokos. My dudes, I don't want to hear it. If you are at the point of the game that you are getting this, you should already have 3 alphas. I have like 40.
That feels like too little.
Is it? No. Oh, okay, Dun's going to go look.
I'm going to look now.
We're going to go find out how many alphas I have. I feel like it's only like 40.
Well, you have 454 Tokos.
Yeah. Hold on. I might be.
You have 180 alphas.
Never mind. I have 180 alphas. Okay? I have 180, and I don't play to the level that most people play because I dedicate my time mostly to adminning and not to personal art for the game. So I have 180. Y'all can have 3 in like a 2-year window. All right? I know. Sassy. I'm a little sassy today.
You are very sassy.
It's not their fault. Actually, I'm so happy to be talking to all of you. I have missed the shit out of you guys so much. It's been 3 months since I got to do a podcast, to hang out with my favorite peeps, to chitter chatter at them. Why? 3 a.m. in the ER, holding the bridesmaid's hand as she got staples to the back of the head because I'm the only one sober enough to do it. Okay? $500 on a personal trainer for muscles and mimosas is in like powerlifting muscles, my dears, not like muscles. This has been a thing. A lot of people made this mistake. It's like personal training and mimosas. Bro didn't show up with a plan. He just thought he would be hot enough to get through it without having to think. He was wrong because with the exception of me and one of my siblings, every other girly there got up at 6 a.m. to do their workouts. They were there for their intensive training and he was not prepared. All right? Didn't even bring a speaker. I'm like, dude, you charged $500 for this and you bring a Bluetooth speaker? We asked for a refund. Okay? I got through it and was like, I know that I'm kind of out of shape and I don't go to the gym, but that was bad, right? And all of the fitness girlies were like, yes, it was. And I was like, okay, cool. And pregnant nuns in green sequins, okay? I've missed you all because my life's been insane. So much. So I know I'm a little sassy about this stuff. I apologize if it upsets you. I'll actually apologize for that. I've missed you all. I hope we all end up having fun with this in the end. All right. And now it comes to the most contentious piece of the TCA reading. Dunn is like, you have to be nice. And I'm like, I'm going to try really hard to be nice.
Be nice.
I'm going to try really hard to be nice because I like them, okay? These are the people I've wanted to spend March with, not who I spent March with. Don't get me wrong, my sisters were fine. My mother is insane. And Dunn's like, don't say that on a recorded podcast. And I'm like, she won't even read my books. She's never going to listen to this. We're good.
Also, I guess she can't actually hear.
If I'm talking this quiet, probably not. Turns out my mom's only got like 8% of her hearing. I did not know that. She did not know that. It's a whole thing. So, all right then. So here's the following one. I hate either or. We're not going to have an either or. Y'all are going to pick. So I initially said that one of the final tasks, the real gatekeeper here, is place first in a brawl entry must include a handler. Now, I know there was some confusion. Even Dunn had the confusion. I was like, oh, I understand. I better clarify.
We even revisited it last night.
We even revisited it last night where she's like, well, your faction has to win a faction brawl. I was like, I did not say that. That is not true. What this means is that you will take a Toko with a handler and you will compete in your single round of a faction against the 5 others. So between 5 actual people and 0 actual people if you end up with ghosts, which is very common for KS to be fighting. And other factions that are larger to be fighting all ghosts. LK, I'm sorry, it doesn't happen to you guys. You always have 5 opponents. And WT as well. So you will be in your single round and you take first place in your single round. Your faction does not need to win the faction brawl. That would be insane. You and 1 Toko need to win a single 6-person round in a faction, and you get 6 shots at it a year. I do not have good perspective because I have done this multiple times. But also, even with my super stacked Alfred, I have come in 5th. So,
Brass knuckles.
brass knuckles.
I'll mess you up.
I didn't put him. I didn't put it on the. It's my fault. I should put a mouth guard on the thing. But like, that is what I think should be the to do. Dunn went through all the feedback with me and came back and said, okay, what about instead they have to have completed tier 3 interaction levels for a formerly wild or rehome Toko? And I was like, but I've done that for like Tally. And she goes, no. They have to go through the new system and they must have a domestication certificate on their reward wall. That's the revamp that happened. Tokos that are older, that came before that revamp, they don't have that badge. You still have to go and redo the domestication certificate to get that badge. So you must have that badge. And the player must have submitted the interaction prompts to the thread. So you can't buy one with it and have that count. You need one that does not have the badge that you take to the badge. And my understanding is new wilds can't be traded
Until they have the badge.
until they have the badge. Right. Okay. So, in my opinion, that is a lot harder than getting a first place in a single faction round against 5 other people. And I think there was some confusion because keep in mind now you must have tamed a Toko or a rehome and you have to take it through the entire system and the market for secondhand wilds is not big. Correct?
Correct.
And the ones that are there, I do know there's a handful of people who buy old wilds for the prestige of having them, meaning they're not trading them. I wouldn't trade mine. I don't think Dunn would trade hers. I know of a handful of other people, and that's zero shame on them. People were selling those wilds. They wanted them. They paid for them. Everyone was happy, but they're not going to resell them. Just because someone has a bunch doesn't mean you're going to be able to get it from them. So you've now locked yourself into, I have to tame a Toko to finish the tree. And that's what I'm trying to impress upon people. I understand they think it's easier, but I think your 6 shots at winning a faction over the year is actually going to be simpler.
I will say that the complete tier 3 interaction levels was based on the suggestion of Tame a Toko, which I was like, I feel like this way, at least those older wilds could help other people instead of you specifically have to tame a Toko.
And if I am outvoted and you all want to pick the harder path to get this done, I am prepared to, it was Dunn's suggestion, but I am prepared to agree that the bonus, players may submit 1 additional TCA home a month, or a Toko, can move down to 8, so that you at least have 2 rehome attempts for the last couple levels for every Toko to help you with that taming requirement, because you're going to have to tame before you can finish it. So you've heard my feelings on it. I don't think there's pros to that second one, other than thematics, I guess. Like, and if that's your end all be all, then cool. I think the faction is going to be easier for you, and you get 6 shots at it a year. And you can start on it right away. You just need to remember to include a handler, and that's not that difficult. Could we say a handler or an envoy or a rep on that?
Oh, no, my intent was to open all those handler requirements for handler or envoy.
Okay, so it'll be
I
a
just
handler.
didn't write it here because it was breaking lines, and I was
Yeah,
persnickety.
that's fine. So it will be a handler or an envoy. I think anywhere that you can use the handler in TCA land, with the exception of Taming, where we have a rep for that, envoy is likely going to be allowed. So you're drawing 2 Tokos. And fun little prompts. And it's only 1 image versus, I don't know, 30 to tame certain Tokos. Okay.
Somebody's asked if the CE handler replacement alpha trait would count, and it's a fair question, but I don't think we can make the call on that because we would benefit from it because Alfred and Leica have guidance.
Oh yeah, no. If you don't know, many know, admins know, and other people know. When something happens where I am going to directly benefit from it, I don't necessarily. Well, no, I do. I'm basically abstain from the vote. I won't make the final call. So when changes happen, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to directly and immediately benefit from this change, I'm wary to even suggest them, and other people need to make the final call on it. So I would take that back to Daft, Cray, and Kex, and I would ask them to sit with it for a minute, think about it, and then make the call, because I will immediately benefit from that, which I shouldn't be making. Congress shouldn't be able to vote for its own pay rises. I shouldn't be able to make changes that immediately benefit me and not other people.
And Alfred and Leica are our Brawl Tokos with guidance, so no, we can't make that call here.
We can't make that call. I like the idea, obviously. I will take it back to the correct people to check with. It's a good call out. Thank you. Okay, let me think. What else did I say? I told you about the how far back you can go. I told you that I think the tamings will have to happen after your current level. Oh, Ray, where you come in. Okay. Whew. I know everybody. Oh yeah, final pack, Desna pack. Shocking, I know. All right, I'm gonna stop screen sharing for a moment, so that I can leave it up, and I can come back over here. And then you're like, okay, but where am I gonna fall in the system? Everyone is going to go to their equivalent rank. So if you are rank 4, you're going to go to 4. If you're 5, you're 5. Additionally, everyone, not just rank 5s, everyone may use any tamings on Tokotne that have not previously been counted towards their next rank. For example, a TCA rank 5 player may use Tokotne tamings towards rank 6, assuming they weren't counted towards rank 5. Okay? So you can just, even if it's older than you getting to rank 5, you can use it towards your next rank. And that's for everybody. One doesn't. One doesn't really count because they can just use any tamings on Tokotne. But if you're rank 3, you also get to use any of those towards your rank 4. Just make it the same for everyone as part of this transition over period. So that way nobody should lose their taming attempts, and rank 5s have taming attempts towards rank 6, right? And from then on, you'll count it off like normal, things that happen after your rank up. I think that was the last thing I needed to say. Hit me with your questions. Hit me with your concerns. This is implementing. I know you all knew it was coming. I know you all had seen a version of what it was going to look like. And I know they're like, well, can we have more of a grace period? We really can't keep dragging this out in a grace period. I'm so sorry. We need to cut it over. And it's not like we can do it halfway. We got to cut because of the nature of the taming system. We can't have half the people running on the old system and half the people running on the new system. Okay, I assume I got questions.
You do.
Absolutely. Deservedly so.
Okay, if we used auto rank up for the OG rank 5, can we use it later for the new rank?
Oh, shit. I knew I forgot to tell you something. So auto rank is changing. You will not jump an entire rank. It will count for one of your requirements to go up in a rank. It does mean that you can use it. If you have more than one, you can use more than one in this form. Slow it down, say it correctly. So if we are talking in, let's go to rank 6, because that's where everyone's going to be. If you have a TCA rank up, you could use it on this Earn the Call of the Wild bronze trophy. You would still have to do the rest, but you could use it on that. And you could wipe that out. Kind of like how Forge Gold medals and stones work for...
No, what is it? Binding Scroll. by New Scrolls, the bonding one, where you can kick one of the
Yeah.
requirements out.
It removes one requirement. And then you can use one TCA rank up on rank 7 and rank 8 and rank 9 and rank 10 if you have them. Okay? So you do not skip the entire rank like they previously did. You just skip one requirement, but you're no longer locked into just one use over the entire system. You're locked into one use per level. It's another reason why I'm like, if everybody absolutely despises this, they're just going to use it on the Brawl first place.
Yeah. We talked about putting them more accessible in Stellar Relics thing, but last night you convinced me, like, let's see how this goes before we make them more.
Right. The entire point is a little bit of gating, a little bit of teeth in this system of work to be done to get these taming bonuses. If you're a dedicated tamer, you should want to put in this work. You are only getting taming bonuses. You're not getting a random bonding bonus, which kicked off this entire conversation. So like that's where that is. And you'll be able to use one rank up. We're going to keep them in the USD store for now. But if you've got more than one, it happens, trust me, it happens, then you can use them one per level. We might have them as prizes and something going forward. Maybe we'll do one in the upcoming round.
Oh, goodness, what happened? Where's Daddy? Okay, I'm handling you.
Okay.
I'm turning this so you can see.
Thank you. You got a paper cut? Oh. Oh, Tav is having a day. He's got a paper cut. There's a lot of blood. Auntie Dawn is handling it right now. Oh my goodness, my poor little man. Okay. So is the chisel available if we use an auto rank up? Oh, can we have a filter option for finding all of our taming attempts? Absolutely. As I said, I've got a page in the works for that. And I will get it to you guys as soon as possible for everyone's sanity. I think this next one was answered, but I'm going to read it anyway. Would there be any way on the Tokota records link to save taming? Oh, no. Nope. I gotcha. We answered that one already too. To clarify, because I believe this is right, you cannot double up on turtle and TCA proofs. I mean, kind of like Eel and Nessie Totem. Unsure about that. Maybe is the answer. As a first blush, I don't think I have an issue with that being doubled up. I'm going to double check with Dunn and make sure that I'm not missing something. And I'll have an official answer for that in the guide when we post it later today. First blush, I think it would be okay. But also, I could kind of see forcing the separation. So I'm going to double check with Dunn. It's a really good question. I'm not absolutely positive, but I will make a decision on it today and have it up. My gut says it's fine if we double dip, but if we don't double dip anywhere else, I'm going to follow the system norms. Okay. I sincerely doubt you're dumb about this. Does the rule for TCA, all items submitted for rank ups must be dated after the date of your current rank shown on your profile, only apply to crafted and found items, all proof of this rule being removed? Okay. I know this sounds a little complicated. We will have it on the guide. Trophies you can earn at any point in time, regardless of where you are in your TCA rank, regardless of which level. So that would include the Call of the Wild trophy. That would include the Quester trophy. Trophies you may earn at any point in time. We're not locking those to any sort of dates. Everything except taming attempts and rehome attempts must be after October 2024. Okay? All of that must be after October 2024 to count.
My internet just went out.
Oh, did it? Oh, mine still looks like it's working.
Okay, we'll continue. I'll pull up questions on my phone for the moment.
Okay. So it must be after 2024. That's our cut date, like we would do for, like we did for totems. We're like, here's a whole bunch of stuff, but we don't necessarily want you to have 50,000 totems off the bat. So here's our cut date. So that's what we're doing for there, October 2024. And then taming attempts and rehome attempts need to be completed after your current rank. They are the only thing that you have to complete after your current rank was unlocked. I reserve the right to change my mind and kick them back to just after October 2024 if it turns out to be too much of a pain. But generating 25 taming attempts, if you want to do it, you'll do it. Have you ever heard the meme of like, if he wanted to, he would? It's kind of the same here. If the tamer wants to, they will. They'll make 25 taming attempts happen in like 1 or 2 rounds. And that's where I'm thinking on that. Does that make sense? Did I answer all of that question?
I don't know what question you were answering.
I think it's that one from Shiver.
Oh, Shiver. Did you answer middies?
I did.
Okay, let me mark that.
Oh, I marked it on your computer. That must have been when it crashed out. And I said with middies, you and I will talk about it. My gut says it's probably fine if they overlap, but
Yeah.
we'll make sure I didn't miss something.
Okay, I think it's reconnected. Okay, here, I'll hold. Okay, we do have a question from Cap. Oh, there we go. It's coming back online. Sorry, guys.
Dunn's computer was just like, nah.
Well, it sensed your Apple energy and was like, you aren't allowed to handle.
So you mean it's so bad that it can't handle a different user interface? Wild. Not really living up to that PC master race.
Jesus. Okay. Shiver says makes sense. So I'm assuming yes, because I walked back in halfway through that.
And they were just asking about cutoff dates.
Munchkin has a Paw Patrol bandage and is off and away.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know why he didn't go to...
I told him to go to his daddy, but...
Alan had no idea he was bleeding. He walked past Alan from the kitchen to us.
Okay, I kind of thought so. I was like, I know my husband. My husband is the sort of man where if you'd be like, oh, are you babysitting your kid today? He'll be like, excuse me? That is my child. You babysit other people's kids. We're bonding. We're learning. We're hanging out today. I'm spending time with my child. Do not accuse me of babysitting my own child. That's for inept fathers. So there is no world which Tav walked up to his dad and said, I'm bleeding. And his dad went, whatever. His father did not know.
Yeah, no, I was like, Alan, can you hold this bandage? He's like, what's happening? And he got up immediately.
Of course he
Oh,
did.
I'm sorry. Tav's dad.
It's fine. You already said his name like 3 times.
Did I?
Yep.
Oh, God.
It's all good. It's all good. Kung Fu Alan, don't mind. So, like, there's no world in which he wasn't paying attention to that. In fact, he just took it over from Auntie Dunn because his son was bleeding. Right? Okay. So what's the question?
Okay. How will rank ups enter the system outside of sales? Stellar Relic sounds good because you have to bond, etc. for some requirements. Stellar Relics is where we were talking about putting them that in Brawl store, but we're going to watch this for the first couple months before we put them live.
Correct. I don't want people to just TCA rank their way through every difficult to do thing on this list. I think we will have them as some prizes. We may allow one to go through a quest, like a monthly quest. You can get
or a quest chain,
or a quest chain to get one. We will have them pop up maybe in the rotating shop. Expensively, exorbitantly priced TT1 to drop in. Sorry, I know. I've been so well not coughing.
You did make it an hour and a half before you coughed.
I did make it an hour and a half before I coughed. I also took cough medicine before this started. Because I like you all, I didn't think you wanted to listen to me cough for the next 2 hours.
Yeah, Stellar Relic was our initial thought. We're going to watch this before we... Watch this carefully before we make an unlimited source of them, if that makes sense.
Correct.
Theoretically unlimited.
Theoretically unlimited. Dedicatedly unlimited might be our way of saying it. There's some people who are dedicated enough, it's basically unlimited.
Yep. Quest might be the first start for us, but of course we have to write a quest line for that.
Yes. Or we have to be like, well, we'll do it like this one time, but then I have to think about all the other things that involved. So yes.
Yeah.
It would definitely be a no doubling item because it's going to be very sought after right now. I don't know if they're, are they non-transferable?
I think we made them non-transferable, but I'm going to go double check.
Yeah, I think we may lift that limitation now with the change to them as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it does.
You just want me to do that. Assuming my computer wants to load Tokotna.
Your computer seems to have issues. I don't think I'm having any. I'm not seeing anything pop up. And everyone's still responding to the sound of my voice.
I have a lot more tabs open because it's open chaos.
What, you got like 30?
Shut up. No, yeah, my computer's crashing again. Okay, I'm gonna have to restart.
Okay.
So we're running on yours. We're running blind. Go.
Do we have any more questions?
No, I didn't see any more. But then again, my phone is, or my laptop's
All
not
right, I'm
working.
checking.
Oh, there's some script that's crashing.
Oh, hey. How's that PC Master Race chasing you? Treating you is what I meant. I'm checking. Where's my podcast? Where's my podcast questions? Huh. Shout outs, mod support.
Should be up top. Oh, is your iPhone not working well?
Did someone just knock?
No, I think that was the tray.
Oh, it was the tray? Okay. My husband is not usually home while we podcast, and Tav is usually very self-sufficient while we podcast, but they're just both like, not today, mama. Yeah, apparently it's Discord is just like, nah, I don't know what those are. But I actually don't see them anywhere.
Okay, interesting. We do have another question. Will there be a public doc discussion forum or reopening of last one? I guess we could just use the old one while we're...
We can use the old one. I'll put a big like cutoff of like, don't read all this. Start here.
Yeah.
Sure. As I said, I'm completely willing to take your opinions on it. A few things my mind is made up. A few things I'm willing to think about moving around.
Furion has no idea.
Yeah.
So it turns out somebody, me, left a couple old admin search log pages open, which still had the old clock on the sidebar that would count up. So yeah, no, I was actually causing a huge error log on the search page for a while.
She was. Okay. Is that all our questions for the moment?
Yes, I checked. I check-marked it. Yes, I check-marked it.
Okay, awesome.
I'm getting this back up and running.
No worries. All right. Okay. And then, so that's that. I know. So very much. So I'm going to go over the next section, which is actually Tribe Tokos. And then we're going to do the raffle. Okay? Whew. I know. I can hear it in my own voice. It's a little strained, but we're going to be good. We're going to make it.
I believe in you.
I believe in me. Whew. So, let's talk about tribes. It was in the original pitch for this. Let's talk about tribes.
It's much smaller than Taming in the grand scheme, though.
It's significantly smaller than Taming in the grand scheme, but it's after it because our raffle question's based on that, not Taming. So, tribe leasing is dying.
Wow, you're just ripping that bandage off right away.
Yeah, absolutely. I try to be very direct and honest with them, okay? Oh, you can't make those jokes. You can make those jokes in 4 years. Tribe leasing is dying. There's a couple reasons for it. I'm going to point out that it has exceptionally low engagement. Maybe there's a tribe out there that's engaged in it, but overall, it has exceptionally low engagement. And it's overly complicated.
It causes a lot of code complications, just like co-ownership. You can't see your tribe tokos on the page right now because of
all of the complications it causes in Codeland, right? So we're removing it. And oh gosh, this is so weird for me. I'm usually like, tell me all your feelings and your thoughts about it. And I mean it. I want to know how you all feel about it. But this has been a long time coming.
We should have done it the first time around.
But if anybody, okay, actually a bunch of you do know the saga of leasing. But for all you new players, did you know that you used to be able to lease anyone's Toko And there was all of these deals with different rules. Like they got one good item. The owner got like one good item or all the elemental hearts out of all your rolls and you got to keep the rest. And so actually, the only Tokos that did activities were the same like 10 Tokos owned by the same 10 people that everyone just used theirs. And because they were uber stacked, it crashed the Toko economy. Leasing was destroying our economy. And this was a long time ago. Many steps happened to resolve this problem. I became bank manager during the height of this. And I also got involved in tribes during the height of this. And I was like, nah, leasing's got to die. Leasing is hurting our game. I understood the concept, but it was very bad for the long-term health of our game. So we shot leasing. There were still people who were like, but I want leasing back. So the compromise happened that when we did this big tribe revamp, which many players who have not been here for longer than 2-3 years probably don't remember. Tribes have always worked this way for them. We did this huge tribe revamp with trees, and that's where we got like the 3 different trees. And tribe leasing was added to the general tree so that you could lease, but at least then it would be like this very small set of Tokos that are kind of like a weird, large shared co-ownership. And then a little bit later, we got rid of co-ownership because of all the problems it caused. So tribe leasing is kind of the last bastion of co-owning. And its time has finally come. Tribe leasing is going away. Now, I'm not just going to take tribe leasing and be like, sucks to be y'all. Of course, I'm going to replace it with other benefits and bonuses to take its place in. And I'm going to do some effort to ensure your tribe-owned Tokos aren't completely useless as well. So, as you can see on my little form here, there's 2 new achievements that have been added to the general achievements. Buddy Grab Bag, which allows for finding TP in activities. That's if you add a tribe mate, right?
If you add a tribe-owned Toko.
If you add a tribe-owned Toko, you can find TP in activities. It's not a ton, but it's there. So you can add, if your Toko or if your tribe has a mascot, you remember that, UT? You can add it, get the mascot bonuses, plus finding TP. Okay? And then the real replacement piece is the tribe totem. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make a totem that is representative of the concept of tribe. Because I've had to explain this a few times. There's not a Lunar Ages tribe totem. There is a tribe totem. Maybe it'll be a whole bunch of paws in a circle or something. I'm concepting it out right now. But there's going to be a tribe totem that unlocks for everybody when it's reached. So everybody in the tribe gets the totem, just like that. And it's likely going to be TP related to generating TP for people in the tribe. So you can turn on your tribe totem or not. And this is kind of a testing ground for another idea I have to see if this functions. And if it does function, then there's other stuff sitting in World Tree that I'm going to pitch it probably next year. Of having like, you know, a Lunar Ages totem sort of thing.
Corey asked, can it be 3 Wolf Moon? I think we should make it 3 Wolf Moon.
Oh my gosh, it should totally be 3 Wolf Moon. I am so down for it being 3 Wolf Moon.
Kep will draw it.
See? Okay, perfect. Everything just came into Kismet right there. It can absolutely be 3 Wolf Moon. We're not above memes here. We have a channel for them.
Yeah. Memes make the world go
around. That means something so different today than it did last year. So, tribe totem coming. And then, that's the changes that are coming to tribes. And I do know that, did we push all those other little changes to World Tree?
Oh, the World Tree expansion happened last month.
It did happen.
Yes, it happened in March.
It did happen in March, just making sure. March was on fire. So these are coming to the general tree. Leasing is being replaced by these 2 traits. Like, yay! I'm actually kind of excited about it. I think a tribe totem and buddy grab bag is nice. You can absolutely keep your tribe-owned Tokos. And here we are. Like, so that's what's coming. It's not actually bad news. It's just, you know, the death of leasing has finally come. Final nail in the coffin. The last bastion of co-owning I have eradicated from the system. Um,
So
um,
now, what does Tribe Totem do, Jill?
well, that's what the raffle's about. Okay? That's what the raffle's about. So, raffle time! What would you like to see Tribe Totem do? Keep in mind, every member of the tribe will have this. It should absolutely be tribe related. It should probably be TP related. And, you know, let's see, what have, okay, Dunn wrote this. You can tell because it's got all the words spelled correctly. What bonus would you like to see for Tribe Totem? We're aiming to pick something universally beneficial for all tribes, like breeder or merchant achievements, right?
Is that what I sound like to you?
No.
Hmm.
Do you want an impression of what you sound like? I don't think you'll like it. I think you'll like it less than that.
God damn, I got curiosity. No.
So that's the raffle. Go ahead and start thinking about it, putting stuff in there. I am absolutely not giving you all a breeding bonus, though. Let me just be real clear about that up front. I'm not doing it. You have breeder, which I think is the rare main bonus. I'm not giving you a bonus in tribes. It's got to be. I can't even say that. If somebody puts the right one down, I could be like, I don't know. That could be good. I should just shut my mouth. Someone will come up with something, and I'll be like, damn it, that's a good bonus.
Yeah, just let them run, and then we will, go from there.
Let them run. Whew. Okay.
Oh my God, Cray. Tribe Totem allows you to lease a Tribe Toko.
Shut up, Cray. You can't see it, but I learned the correct ASL for you this week, and it is literally shut up. You take your hand and you have it open like a little crocodile mouth, and then you snap it shut as you cross it across your mouth. So just know I'm doing that for you right now. Shut up. Absolutely not. That is troll-like behavior.
That's why Cray's here.
Yeah.
Cray just adds,
Orange flag. That is an orange flag.
Goodness gracious.
It's not a red flag because I know Cray. It's not really a beige flag. Everyone has beige flags, and that's just fine. That's just personality quirks. They're not really red flags.
Goodness, you're ridiculous. Okay, you ready for your questions?
I am. I assumed we would have a handful.
Can tribe-owned Tokos trigger finders keepers now? My understanding is no. That there is a change coming that tribe-owned Tokos can benefit from the TribeMate HP bonus, but they do not grant that to player-owned Tokos. They just get it from player-owned Tokos. So you still need actual real tribe mates.
Yes. Tribes are for playing with other people. I don't know if you all know this. I know, I'm really sarcastic today. I still love you all. It's not them. I've missed them, okay? I'm just a little spicy today. But yes, tribes are for playing with other people, so you still need other people.
Is the tribe totem a totem that has to be put on the person's totem pile, or will that then be a totem that is put on the tribe's totem pile kind of thing?
The tribes don't have a totem pile.
Yeah, they won't have a totem thing.
No, it'll be...
As much as I argued for it.
But you didn't win that argument.
I did not.
We have too much else to do. No, it'll be an option for you to put on your totem pole or not. Your 3 wolf moon totem, which some of you I feel like are going to put it on there for the sake of having 3 wolf moon on your totem pole. Done.
Wow. How dare you be correct?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, hold on. Am I wrong? No, I'm not. If only we could do this for social media, right?
Yeah, no, we're much funnier for Tokos than we ever are for our books.
We try so hard. We post stuff up, and I'm like, that feels flat. It's not funny at all. It didn't get any engagement. And then we're sitting in the car for 20 minutes, and I'm like, I have lost my head off laughing 5 times. Why can we not do this on command? But in Tokos, no problem.
We're comfortable with all these people.
Yeah, that's true. We're all nerds.
We're all here for wolf bear dogs.
Dude, my sister is at it again, trying to be like, Jill, you're a furry. And I'm like, sweetheart, I'm not. I know the furries. I welcome them to my game. Perfectly happy. Come, play. This seems like a thing you'll enjoy too.
We run in adjacent circles.
Absolutely run in adjacent circles. But I'm not. And the furries who are close to me can attest to how not a furry I am. But my
sister insists.
My sister I know what you mean. My sibling insists that I am a lesbian furry. And I'm like, I married a man. I have a child. It's not a lavender marriage, my dear. And I'm not a furry. I just don't have issues with them.
Yeah. The picture of the werewolf holding our werewolf book really undermined us, but goddamn, was it cool?
Did not undermine us.
It undermined us with Rosie.
Okay. Furries like our books. I think that's great. I'm happy they found something that we can talk about together. That's wonderful. Good with me. It just means our werewolves are cool enough for furries to like them. That's all it means.
She forgot us.
Yeah, that's what my sibling thinks, but I don't know why.
Okay, we have actual questions.
Oh,
Sorry.
do we? Cool. I'm down for those actual questions.
What's the process of removing tribe-owned Tokotas from tribe ownership? Do they need to be transferred via a thread, or can they use regular ownership system? Anticipating a lot of activity-geared tribe Tokos wanting to be retired and replaced with mascots. I'm pretty sure they have to go through the thread because they have to be verified.
They have to go through the thread. They have to be verified, but also it is not our practice to take fully tacked Tokos with lots of HP and give them to players from tribe-owned Tokos.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's still restrictions. I'm off to look.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's still restrictions about that. They have
to be blank slates.
They have to be blank slates. Yeah, this is not a secret. I was not for tribe-owned Tokos. They just created complications in every which direction. But I lost that fight. And to ensure that they were not abused in ways, we did need to put some restrictions in to do that, which is why they need to be blank slates. Oh, dear.
Man, if we could get that as an actual quote for our book, I would put it on our book cover.
I wouldn't put it on our book cover, but I would absolutely put it in all of our advertising. Furries like this. And you know what, Kep? They really do. And they're all very nice to us. Dunn and I have an amazing ability to find... no, just be direct with it. Gay polycule furries. We have an amazing ability to find them.
And they are the best neighbors at cons.
They're such good neighbors at cons. They love everything we're doing, and they're perfectly happy to have us allies just sitting next to them. They're lovely, but we find them everywhere. So we are not under any illusion that we don't appeal to furries. Okay? We're at peace with that.
We were supposed to actually do our first furry con this year because the one in town was cryptid themed. And I was like, oh, we're perfect for it. And then you had the family trip from hell.
And then I had my family trip from hell. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be that week. We were going to sign up for it. We're like, well, furries are fine. We like them. They're good. I think they'll welcome us to their con. We have cool werewolves. See? We find them everywhere.
It's wonderful. Oh, hi, Tina.
Everywhere. Oh gosh. Can I tell them dangerous lesbians?
You can tell them dangerous lesbians.
Okay, cool.
And then we do have more questions.
I will answer the questions, but I'm having fun. Let me have fun.
Okay.
I've had a terrible year. Let me have some fun. So, y'all know this. It's not a secret. And for some of you who are new to Tokos, oh dear, what now?
Poor Tina.
Oh, yeah. Whew, that'll be a wild wake up, Tina. So, this is not going to be a surprise for many of you. It is very common for lots of people, some who actually know us, many who don't, to make the mistake of assuming that Dunn and I are a couple. We are not. We never have been. We never will be. Dunn doesn't like girls like that. And despite my bisexual nature, I am married to a man and monogamous. So, like, that's not a thing. We're not a couple. We're all good here. But everyone assumes it. And in Tokos, it's kind of a rite of passage. There's some of you who've only been here for a couple months who I just blew your mind when you just learned we are not a couple. We are not together. When we've done it to everybody. We literally had someone come back and be like, I read the bio in your book and I finally know that you're not dating Dunn. And I was like, I've never been dating Dunn. And they're like, I didn't know. I didn't want to ask. It felt rude. And I was like, that's okay. So we're not insulted about this. There are many worse things to be accused of than being a lesbian. Okay? Way worse.
Yeah. You're not calling me a bigot or something. That's great.
Yeah, that's fine. All good. So it happens to us everywhere. Last year we were at Phoenix Fan Fusion, and we're sitting at our table in kind of a lull on Saturday afternoon. Totally normal. They happen. And I'm like, yeah, I want ice cream. And I'm like, Don, do you want ice cream? She's like, yeah. So I walk through the hall. I grab us some ice cream. I come back. We're eating ice cream cones. And this young lady,
I swear, I know you think she was older, but she could not have been more than 16.
she's somewhere between like 16 and 21. Okay. Slightly ambiguous. She's definitely on the younger side. She comes over and she's like, do you have a phone charger? And I'm like, no. What's wrong though? She goes, well, my phone died and now I can't get a ride home. And we're like, oh, hold on. We have Luffy, which we have a power pack with Luffy from One Piece on it because he solves all the problems with his powers. And we were like, absolutely. Like, plug it in, get your phone turned on, and then get your ride arranged. Happy to help. No problem. Keep in mind, there are hundreds of vendors. She does not know us. We do not know her. She has not been at our table. Her friend was at our table earlier, but she was not. And she comes and she asks us, and we're like, absolutely. She just leaves her phone on our table and walks off for 45 minutes. She's like, oh, I'll come back and get it later, and takes off. And I look at Dan and I go, what? She doesn't, like, we don't know that human, right? And Dan goes, no, we don't know her. And I was like, okay, I'm going to trust you. You remember people who bought a book from us 3 years ago in another state. So, like, we don't know this girl. And she just leaves. And then I realize, hey, she thinks we're safe lesbians. Because we're sitting here eating ice cream cones. And goes, oh, yeah, she does. Yeah, she does. She thinks we're just, like, safe little queer people with her. I'm like, well, you know what? She's half right. So it's fine. We're very safe here. So she comes back. She gets her phone. She says, thank you. She takes off. And I'm like, that's really funny. Then we tell this story to an author friend last February, where we're sharing a table with him at this little book extravaganza thing in Colorado Springs. And we're like, oh, yeah, it happens all the time. Because his wife clocked that we were not together, but he was playing the game of, are they together? I can't ask, but I want to know. So we start telling the story of what happened, and I go, and in reality, she was half right. And then his eyes, you just saw them start getting wider as he's trying to figure out in his head which half was right. And then it finally comes out of his mouth because he cannot hold it in. He goes, what was it? Are you like safe allies or dangerous lesbians? And then his wife slapped him on the arm and was like, she just told you she was married with a child. He's like, oh, yeah, okay, never mind. I know now. It happens to us all the time. When we were out in Anaheim, in the same day, it happened 3 times. Breakfast, con, and dinner. 3 separate times.
We shouldn't tangent too much, but we
Nope.
got put in the date corner in Disney.
We did. We absolutely got put in the date corner. And that man was real confused when we were like calculating the size of a femur while I was doing my homework at the dinner table. So I hope that brightens your day. There are many wonderful people out there who are absolutely down to support you if you are of that persuasion. Dunn and I find them all the time. All the time.
Find them. Just follow us to a con. We have an unerring sense of this, apparently.
We have an unerring sense of finding it. Right.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Okay. What was the next question? What? I thought they would enjoy this tangent.
Is customizing the tribe totem, like customizing soul animals, not system compatible?
Not right now, but if I get my way and this works out, then we absolutely are going to have a customized tribe totem later. Not even this totem being like, here's a list of totems, pick one and then customize it to your tribe's animal or logo or something.
Yeah, so that's what she meant by World Tour.
Yes.
If this works.
If this works.
Tribe-related question in general, but the broker achievement. With the activities moving to Tokota, how do we track this? Because it doesn't seem to show whether you used a trait or not. I think I saw this pass through chat, and I was kind of expecting it to get put in our member questions channel on admin, because that's going to require more discussion and digging than we can do on a podcast live.
I understand what you mean. I will probably need to...
I'm forwarding it into member questions.
Thank you. I probably have to make a code change. Great question. We'll sort that out as soon as we can for everyone.
Check marking it here, but I forwarded it into our channel.
No, good question. Thank you for asking.
Is there You made me laugh too much. Now I can't talk. Is there a possibility in the future that including a tribone toko and getting them rolled will put their findings in the tribe bank?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Is there a possibility in the future that including a tribone toko and getting them rolled?
No.
Yeah.
There's not. Thank you for asking. Tribone tokos will not be doing activities anymore. Like that is part of what is done. They add significant complication to the banking and calculator and all of that, because who owns them, who doesn't own them. They're like a massive co-own, and that is one of the things we're doing. Now, if you have current roles from previous leasing and you're not really sure how to get them into the system, note us. We will help you handle that and get them wiped out.
We can have a discussion about all these tacked up tribe-owned tokos and how to strip them down and not just leave them collecting dust or finding some other use for them.
I'm absolutely for that. I will promise to dedicate time to that specific problem and come back with a thoughtful answer and not an off-the-cuff thing. Right now, our rule is it needs to be a blank one. With the change, I absolutely agree that I need to go back and take a look.
Given this is the 5th, is this going live this month? I can't remember. I need to look at the news doc. Because we did not get that totem. But I guess nobody will have it yet.
Nobody will have it yet. Nobody's unlocked it.
Okay, so we're probably...
Well, that's not true. Everyone with tribe leasing would automatically have it.
Were we doing that?
Why wouldn't we do that? Because don't you need to have that before you can go on to the next
point?
Yeah, no. So we need to...
Okay, we'll sort that out after this. We were supposed to have this podcast 3 weeks ago and have time to get that done.
We were. And then RSV/wedding bell drama. Okay, but again, lovely question. Thank you for asking.
If tribone tokos cannot do activities, will there be a way to get them to alpha? We just said we'll talk about this.
We will talk about this. I've had proposals for not needing to do activities multiple times in the past. They just got shot down. But now that leasing is not a thing, in my opinion, it'll just be more HP. They're not... you can't lease with them. So just translating things to more HP is likely going to be the answer. There's an entire group of people generating HP for these tokos.
Yep.
Okay.
That's not a question. So I can disarm the not anymore leasing tribe tokos with no harm taking the tack and companions off?
Absolutely. No harm whatsoever. Go for it. If, you should be able to take it off with the TAC apps. If you can't, note us. We will take it all off. Howl us. We will take it off. We will put it in your bank. We will facilitate that. No harm, no foul. Go ahead and take that stuff off.
Okay, I think we are caught up on questions.
I figured there'd be a lot of questions for it, even if the section itself wasn't all that long.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 2-minute call on the raffle. I gave you 3 tangented stories to have time to think and put stuff in that raffle.
Oh man, yeah, it has been almost 20 minutes.
See? There was a method to my madness.
3, 4.
Okay.
Putting my numbers down so I can find my place as I go.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so I'm over there too. See? We found another one. Yeah, found another one.
You know what? I'm happy. I'm happy that I am considered to be safe. That makes me smile.
Yes, everyone should be happy that people around them feel safe when they are there. I think of it as a compliment. I'm never upset when people mistake us for lesbians. I'm just like, okay, cool. I'm glad that my air is so warm and loving with my friends and my Tav running around that the people of Walmart think we're a family.
Or box lunch.
Or box lunch, especially box lunch.
Especially box lunch.
Whatever. All those girls 100% believe that we are a couple and that you gave birth to Tav because he's a little darker than me, but I'm still mom for some reason. All right? And I'm perfectly at peace with that. I don't find it as an insult at all. I find it weird when people are like, but they called me gay. I'd be like, okay. And question mark. All right. You got the raffle?
Oh, I hadn't closed it yet. Sorry, I was responding to something in chatter.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that was not how you spelled that word at all.
Ooh, agilism there?
I just missed AV.
Oh.
Activate. There we go. Nailed it.
All right. Go close my raffle.
Okay, going to close the raffle.
I gave them all plenty of time. I told them many silly stories.
Okay, 25. What are you raffling and how many am I counting?
There's 25. We're going to do 2. And we're going to do a TCA rank up.
You be wild. Okay.
Yeah, that's why it's only 2. All right. So that, yeah, see? I told you I would use them as prizes. But we'll do 2 of those, and we'll probably make them transferable going forward.
Assuming Dakota lets me on.
Yes.
On here.
I'm sure I'll get on in a little bit. Ugh, sorry. I am trying to hold it together.
I've still got a couple more sections to go.
I know. I've got 3 sections to go. Only 3, and these aren't big, long ones. I'm just trying to get the raffle out of the way before I do the next section.
Well, tell a story while I count, I guess. I don't know.
Tell a story? We met some wild people in Anaheim. We ended up next to 3 other authors, all from Arizona. We all went to California to meet people that live next to us. We met Harlow Savage. She writes books that are very gay. She even has a banner that says, "Yes, it's gay," with 2 dudes ready to make out on it. And I was like, okay, I understand. Very clear. An amazing a brain for marketing and writing on that woman. She was fun. We met Allie, whose last name is escaping me. Hollis. Her books were so pretty. I was so jealous of how gorgeous her books were. The covers, the sprayed edges. She does so much of her own art. She has a beautiful eye for cover design. Everything was so gorgeous. Remind me of Jade's last name? Naoma. And then we met Jade Naoma. She does all of her own sprayed edges as well, and she's promised to teach us how to do it, which is so exciting. So not just like having to get them from the UK, like we can do some basic sprayed edges on our current books that are coming to cons with us. And she writes high fantasy, which Dunn was so excited about. And again, her...
No, she writes cosmic fantasy.
Oh, was it cosmic fantasy?
So it's high fantasy, but sci-fi too.
Interesting. Okay.
So excited.
I didn't get the full pitch on those books. I got the little... was she Puss in Boots in Milan?
Yes, Puss in Boots in Milan.
They all had these like little books that they did in like a series together with a bunch of other friends, and Jade's was a crossover of like Puss in Boots and Mulan. They're all a little spicy. Not every book on all of the tables, but they're all a little spicy, and some of them are very cozy. So we met them. They were so much fun, and we're going to see them again at cons coming up and hanging out in the valley. So we're excited to have made more friends. It was like the only good thing that happened in March. And Jen tells me I'm a little dramatic, but then she was also there, so I'm not that dramatic.
Okay, I got your winners.
All right, who are my winners?
It would help if I turned the thing.
Okay, so our winners are Ibby and Celestial Wolf 66. Congratulations, you've got a TCA auto rank up. Remember, that has changed, so it will now only work on 1 requirement, but you've got it. 1 requirement per level, excuse me. Got to be real clear about that since things are changing. And they'll be in your banks by the end of the podcast or shortly thereon after. Okay, I have 3 more things for us to smash through. These are much faster than the other stuff. Trackers. Ree has done a bunch of updates to the totem tracker that now covers the TCA and faction ranks. Yay, right? She did that for you all, so now you can track it there. You don't have to track it to yourself. There's still some things that are obviously like to be determined on there because we're going to have your feedback on the first place faction versus the tamed Toko debate. That'll be on there, and then we'll finalize it. But they are up, I believe, at this point in time.
They are. I iPack has some prepped in their thing, so
Oh.
people can look. So I'm dropping the links there.
Thank you. So Don will drop some links to things you can get, and some achievements are in there as well. So there's a big tracker update, so that now that all those things are on there, the tracker system on Tokotne is getting bigger, bolder, much more robust. We're trying to track as much as we can in these automated fashions because,
Fuck DA.
yes,
I'm
that.
just gonna drop that F-bomb now.
No, it's fine. Fuck DA. And also, we're a big game. There's a lot going on. Many of you may not remember crafting trackers, but trust me on this. Like, it could be worse. It could be a lot worse. All right. So that's trackers. I'm going to go through the next 3 pretty rapid fire here, and then I'll ask for questions. I'm happy with the trackers, but there isn't actually a lot to show beyond the screenshots that you're seeing right there.
And the link thingy.
And the link that Dunn is dropping for everybody. So, TCA and Faction, just nice little quality of life update coming at you from Marie because she cares. And also, she does not like to track things manually. The same way that I don't like to do admin work, apparently, because every time we have to do it, suddenly there's an automation. It's almost like it's an engineer thing.
Thank God for that. Or, sorry, thank iPack for that.
Right? Next, Faction Fatigue. So, Faction, our FP, has moved fully onto Tokotne. We had it banking over there for a bit, and you saw that. We've made some updates to some admin screens so that banking it became an automated thing that happened for the admins. They didn't have to go into banks. We would automatically put it in there when they went in to update your Tokos, because usually that'll involve updating Tokos. So we did that, and that's when all the sections were like, yep, I'm good. We can do FP on site. And then we built the screen that everyone sees, the faction screen. I hope you all like it. It was a stretch to get it done, but on there you should see. Give me a second. Let me actually just share it. Because I should be able to share mine. Oh, actually share everything, because there's going to be some people like, the what screen? And I'll be like, dudes. All right, so activities, faction. Oh, I have some faction points I need to turn in. Let me do that now. So here's the new faction screen. You're going to see your faction's logo up here. It's going to be written here, so you should be really aware of what faction that you are. Down in the overview, we have the memberships, and then we have the adjusted totals. So the first number is the actual score. The second number is how many points have been turned in. And the third is what their fatigue currently is. Okay? And I felt like it was pretty good last round with everyone being able to see things. We saw an upset. I think PL won for the first time in a long time because they could see it in action and see what the adjustments looked like. And obviously your points can shift if there's a major change in your faction membership, but there it is. Additionally, we have it down here where you can see what you've turned in during this round and then where you guys are. Like TB needed 85 points to reach tier 5. And you can see this here. Again, that can drastically shift if you have a drastic membership change, but that doesn't tend to happen in any month except January, right? When we do the faction reset. So this is the new page. Set to max. Let me just turn that in because I'm here, so I'll remember. Boom, turned in. Yes, hello, gorgeous. You're in there. Okay, so one of the things I noticed while we were doing this is I am of the opinion that fatigue might not be high enough looking at it in action, right? No offense, looking at you, LK and KS, right? You can see LK's there with 20% fatigue, and they still have almost double what their turn-in point is. Whereas KS has turned in twice as much, and it has basically half, right? So the fatigue itself may not be high enough to keep it competitive. And I would like us all to think on that for a little bit. I'm not going to change it this particular round because we're halfway through the round. That would be ridiculous. But at the end of this round, we might want to consider doubling the fatigue. So you get 10% fatigue around, maybe turning that to 20% around, and then counting down by 20s as well, because I don't want you to get stuck with fatigue for twice as long, but I would like it to be twice as effective, if that makes sense. I'm thinking about that. I would really like all of your opinions on it. Oh, look, we did get back to that point. The thing is, we talked about the taming stuff so much that I had fully formed opinions, whereas here I'm like, no, I want to know what y'all think.
So feedback channel for that post list?
Yes, feedback channel. You can give us your thoughts on other things about this screen and that as well, but, be kind.
Be kind.
I knew you were going to say that because it went through my head and I was like, she's thinking the same thing as me. This is why people think we're lesbians. Sorry. I can't help it. You're so easy to crack up today. And I need joy in my life.
I mean, it's just so not stressful not dealing with all of the event drama for the past 3 months?
3 months.
4 months, really? Leading up to that hell trip?
That trip wasn't hell. Well, it shouldn't have been until the very end.
Yeah.
Some of you know about it, some of you don't. It was bad. It was real bad. But, so, yeah, I'd like your thoughts, your opinions on this new faction screen. We're not going back to DA for faction points. We're here. We're going to stay.
We're evacuating anything we can from DA because they just keep throwing curveballs.
They really do be throwing
curveballs. Fun.
Yeah. We gotta love that. So, yes, I would love your thoughts on that. If mostly I'm talking about fatigue, but I'm interested in your thoughts on everything else. And you'll notice, if you're in a different faction than me, your goal points are probably different. They are basically, the biggest faction, I think, has, the highest of 150 faction points for Tier 5. And all of the smaller factions, there's this whole formula, but they'll have less numbers. So it's related to the number of people in yours in comparison to the biggest tribe, okay? Our hope is that everyone reaches Tier 5 every round. It really is. Okay, cool. So that's factions. And now we get to go on to the fun part. And this is done approved. This is a done approved spoiler, okay? So imagine that.
Because you've been insufferable for months.
I have been insufferable for months. I have wanted to tell you everything for months. But okay, so in Toko New Year's, I'm going to have a really big announcement. People are probably looking at this. You should count that. That's about 9 rows. Yeah, 9 of them. So I've got a big announcement coming for a new 5-year, 7-year plan. I don't know how long this one's going to take.
There are 9. It should take you more than 5 years. Oh, my God.
Well, what was it, 6? It only took me 4. Well, hold on, no.
No. Ohara was planned in advance of, so it was Takino, Moralta, Makata, Odonic, Sanaka. So 5.
5. It only took me 4 years.
I guess.
See? So 6. But big announcements coming. These have been talked at length among managers. There's a bunch of admins going, hold on, I thought it was 3. No, darlings, it's 9. I've been keeping these cards close to the chest for a while. Managers should not be surprised because I had a whole meeting where I summoned them on voice call to be like, you must make time despite the fact we live across the globe to show up for this because we have to talk about them.
Because they are a little bit more contentious.
Some of these are going to be more contentious than others that we have done. Vostag. Holy crap.
How true this saying right here is.
Yeah. Yo, wow. It's like they were in my brain. I'm not going to tell you which comment that was either. But yes, so we're expanding. We have 3 that we will be properly presenting at Toko New Year's, and the others, I have the basics down. I suspect I'm going to get the exact same artist to do my baselines for all of them too, but
we did talk about expanding so it's not all on one artist.
Yeah, we talked about it, but she likes to do them, in all fairness. It's not like we're imposing on her and we pay cash or in-game items if that's what you really want.
But I mean,
Oh, that's true. She would also probably enjoy doing these.
yes.
And yeah, maybe.
Quit it.
What?
I've only approved one line to be uncovered.
What? I won that debate twice over, I want you to know. Twice over. I won that debate. So, yes, one of the builds that's coming is going to be
Wait.
an otter build.
No.
What do we call it? Oh, did you already spot it? Nice.
I
wasn't even
watched you
subtle.
swap the slide.
Well, I just wasn't going to say anything about it until I did. Also, this is the unapproved spoiler from Jill.
I said you could tell them we were doing an otter build, not show
I
them.
did! Look, I'm telling them we're doing an otter build.
God.
You approved otters. There it is.
No,
Otter.
I approved the line that said otters.
Line art for otter. I got you. I heard it.
No, that's not. Oh, God. Oh.
Absolutely heard everything you said. Lines for otters.
They're
They're not even the finished lines. They're the sketch lines. But I have the finished lines for the Sphinx and the Gnat Mane. The Dom tail is absolutely adorable in every way, shape, or form. But yes. So I will have 3 coming for you. One of which is the otter, which is currently and probably going to remain named the Lutavi. What did we pick for them as their word? Are they silly?
I think so. I gotta go find their. Let me go find their scientific name. I guess since you're just doing this now.
For every build, we pick a single word that.
Here, I will screenshot just this little bit.
Oh, I can see it.
Oh, can you do that?
I can see it from here. So for every build, we pick a specific word, and sometimes 2, but usually 1, and that is the vibe of the build. So like Hara's, they were spicy. They were spicy little guys.
The Kinos were sweet.
Tokos, Tokis, sorry, Dyers and Tokotas only kind of had that because I was not at the forefront of building them. But yeah, so all of them do. Like, Moraltas were shy, was actually their word. They're shy big guys. Odonyxes were ferocious. No.
Toothy.
They were toothy. That was the word. They were
Mouthy.
They were mouthy. It's Makatas who were ferocious. And just like the vibe of what they are. So for the Lutavi, which is the otter, they're silly. They're silly little Toko creatures. And they are going to be in the tiny category. I do have an image of this where it's sized against a standard, and they are smaller. This one is just so fluffy because it's the Gnat Mane. The Sphinx manes look like otters with Toko features. But keep in mind, when we're doing all of this, because I've had to remind everybody of this, these are Tokotas with otter features. No, Dun's going to grab the mic from me if I try. I'm sitting too close to her. I have to slide over here. The other ones are going to be things like Tokotas with big cat features. What? They're going to find out in June anyway.
You have 2 more months, man.
I know. You should be proud of how well I've done. So proud of how well I've done. And I got 9 of these. So I have 9 creatures coming that are Tokotas with other creature features on them. Okay? Much like the Odonyx is a Tokota with thylacine features.
And some more prehistoric animals, because,
Yeah, well,
beefy.
exactly. The Makata is a Tokota with Wolverine features on it. Sort of thing. Moraltas are Tokotas with maned wolf features. So like, make sure you say it right. And then Haras are Tokotas with hyena features on them. That's kind of where we're going now. We're going to stick to our principles of design. All of these silhouettes need to look different from each other. And that is part of the reason that we are branching into a rather, I was calling it the wild circle. You could call it the wild circle, the exotic circle. There's a lot of things going on there that are well outside of the normal canine range.
What on earth are you thinking, Jill? Circle.
Yeah.
all of these, with the exception, I guess, since you brought them up, of the cat Toko, were pulled from the build contest you guys did.
They were. They were. I go through those contests. This one was just bigger. So when the contest finished, I went through it. I gave myself a month. I went back through it. And then I let it sit and all percolate in my brain. And then all of a sudden one night I was like, okay, done. Here's 9. She's like, what is this insanity? And I was like, well, it's based on this, 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 and this. And she's like, okay. To talk about a little of the breeding before we close up for the day. Oh, questions. If you have questions, go put them in there now. Like, I'm going to come back for my final round of questions in a minute. But for the breeding, we're having a serious conversation of switching breeding to be everything, and I mean everything, breeds with the standard Tokota. And everything can breed within its size group. So the Lutavi here is going to be tiny, which means they'll be able to breed with Sanakas, Tokis, and Haras.
And of course, Tokos.
And of course, Tokos. It does mean that Tokotas and Tokos can breed. And Tokotas and Moraltas would be able to breed.
Tokotas will no longer be the outlier.
Yes. We're thinking of doing that for many reasons. Simplicity being one of them. We're going to have a lot of builds, and therefore simplicity. Do the build group match? They can breed.
But we're still, fine-tuning if that's what we're doing.
Yes, it's not set in stone, but we are starting those conversations as we greatly expand our circle of builds over the next years. Okay? Cool. Yeah.
Everyone's chanting free the Tokotas.
Yeah, I believe in freeing the Tokotas. Despite not creating the Tokotas, I have done more for the Tokota than any other owner of this group in giving it manes, mutations, physical traits, dom tails, allowing it to breed in general, creating the Dakino. We might remove that Dakino thing, by the way, as we move to a stand station.
When we were looking at that, I think we still had the random offshoot things.
We will
make a proper PowerPoint when we get there.
It won't be anytime soon. You would probably be looking at least a year from now. We would have a massive...
It's a December project level thing.
Exactly. It's a December project level. In June, we're announcing this fully with what we intend to do with details. It'll be December before we sit down and go, okay, here's how we make this work in breeding. It might mean removing some exceptions. But nothing would be a dead-end breed anymore. So the last
Just
circle...
no dead-end mains anymore.
Exactly. The last circle prevented dead-end breeds when we finally got Odonix and Makata out there for the Dakino, right? Cool. Yeah, so I'm already thinking about it. I'm doing this. Yes, more mains are coming out this year too. You can't get mad at me. I think I said yes to 2 separate mains this year.
No. I was very pleased. You agreed to give me 2 for the year, and I've allotted them where I want them.
Yes. Last year was a little bit of a main drought. It wasn't intentional. There was just a lot going on.
We had mains out to people, and then they were coming in, but I was like, I don't have time to integrate this into what we're doing.
We didn't have time to vet them. We didn't have time to get the physical traits done for them. There was a lot going on in the back end. You all remember I survived the bot attack.
Oh, we should probably touch on that.
Oh, yeah. We're under another attack, everybody. It's not us. Let me be real clear. We are not special. There's just another internet-wide attack going on. Another person using AI for the evil that it is.
Because somebody pushed the entirety of, what was it, Claude?
You mean an AI?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Somebody, aka an AI, because AI bros don't believe in hiring people to do things, they have AIs do them, pushed the entirety of Claude's proprietary code base to GitHub. And you know what everybody did in that world? Copied it. And because they did it automatically, and they didn't have a human involved, they were all asleep when it happened. Nobody was watching it. They didn't find out until the morning, and a significant amount of damage was done during that time of people copying it, including their most prolific buyer, who, what was it? and this is not an exaggeration, I read this number and looked it up, 25 billion tokens with that company last year on AI, copied it and rewrote the entire code base into Python. Let me explain in the world of code. That makes it entirely new code. That means they do not have any rights to ask him to take it down. They're screwed. And that's what happens when you rely on AIs over people.
But that means everybody just got a bunch of access to that, and they have to feed their AI.
Yes, they do.
And they're feeding it on sites like ours.
And all of the other sites.
DA's whole little download limit is probably being pushed because of this as well.
Yep. I saw a meme recently about this, and I feel like it's relevant. While I myself am not a big Tolkien girl, epic fantasy, high fantasy is great, but it's not my bread and butter. I live a little more in the urban lands. AI is like the One Ring. You may think that you can use it for good because you have no evil in your heart. But anything you do with the One Ring, because it was built from evil, will be corrupted by evil. Did I get that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So this is the One Ring. It's easy, it's quick, it's dirty, it's evil. And nothing good will ever come from it.
So, yeah. If you guys are seeing slow downs on Tokotna, it's not us. It's not even just No Daddy. It is the internet getting hammered by this wave right now.
And hopefully No Daddy will sort it out soon. I'm sorry for any disruption you feel. It shouldn't be as bad as last time because our securities are in better places.
Mm-hmm. But it has resulted in weird things like me and Cray couldn't upload images to Tokopedia for a minute.
Correct. We got through that, though.
Yes. Okay, questions. I was supposed to be looking at questions.
Do we have any questions?
We do have questions.
Oh, wow. Okay. Give me the questions.
Not. This is slightly not exactly on the topic of tribe
things?
But our tribe has TP in the tribe bank. Is there any way to use them up? There was some confusion about putting TP in tribe banks and howl us to get it allotted out to where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, you're not supposed to put TP in tribe banks. That's a player thing now.
It moved to a player currency, and there was some confusion in some departments that handed it out where just howl will get it to where it needs to go.
Over 60 admins, a wire got crossed. Just howlers will get it sent to whoever it's supposed to go to.
I have member achievements that were unlocked via account management, but were not added to my account at the time they were not available on Tokotna. Would I howl about that? Yes. I think that's not even a help chat question. That's a howl.
Yeah, that's just go howl about that.
Yep. Oh, and then somebody asked about button for faction points, but Fur handled it.
Oh, right. Same question. Yeah. We know there's a handful out there. We don't know where it's supposed to go, so we can't do it for you. Howl us. We'll handle it. I expect a whole wave of howl, because I think you've said howl us like 6 times today.
Oh.
All right. What is it? What does that stand for?
Help over written letters.
Help over written letters.
I made that acronym work.
Yeah, you did. That someday is going to be a trivia question in Tokos. What does HOWL stand for? Only Dunn knows.
I'll put it in Tokopedia somewhere.
All right. Sorry, I know. I'm trying really hard not to cough in your ears. I think that's everything.
Last calls for questions?
Yeah, this is your last call. Like, if you're not typing within, like, the next 30 seconds, then... Wrap up time. I have chitter-chattered at you for 2.5 hours already.
Yes, and you do have to take the Munchkin to get his Easter thing.
His Easter/birthday stuff.
Yeah. Poor kid.
Oh, poor kid? Auntie Dunn went a little overboard. I think he'll be fine.
Oh, I need to give him his toothless still.
Jeez, you got another this is why I don't buy him a ton of presents, because everyone in his life loves him so much. They buy him so many presents. And he cannot get 50 presents for his birthday. You all think I'm exaggerating. Okay, I'm not.
First of all, like 20 of them were little golden books. So, I mean, is that really that bad? They're books.
No. I'm never going to say no to books. Read banned books.
Heck yeah.
Also, call your representative and tell them that you're consenting adults and should be able to read spicier smut books as you please, and to vote no on that, because that's insane.
How did I know you were going to work that in? Oh, God, Jesus.
What? They all should. That's nuts that other adults think that they can tell us adults what we're allowed to read because they don't agree with the content. Nuts. Go call your rep and tell them to vote against
If
that
you're
shit.
US based, if you're not,
Don't
take us
worry.
with you, save us, please.
Yeah, save us, please.
What happened to us doing no politics on this
Okay,
again?
That's only barely politics.
Fair.
We should all feel that way. Those are just like common rights. It does not matter what political affiliation you have. Secondly, if people listening to me speak cannot peg where my politics fall just based on the things that I do and the choices that I make, that's on them. All right? While I do not sit here and go, this is my political affiliation, it is blatantly obvious what my political affiliations are. Blatantly obvious. They could all guess. We just don't because it's Tokos.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, read banned books. And don't let people ban books.
And don't let people ban books. Okay. Cool.
Goodness gracious.
Cool.
Okay, no questions.
No questions. All right.
Damn it, Cray.
Yeah, see? We never would. We never would. It's all over Booksta right now. All over Booksta. Whew.
Whew. Oh, yes, and no AI.
No AI pack. I like that. I like that a lot.
Oh, man. Sticker. We should make a sticker.
We can make a sticker.
Oh, we gotta get back to pins.
Yes. Hey, y'all. I hired another artist to do pins. I think this one's going to work out the way we want it to. I've seen 2 of the comps, so I think we're going to get some Toko pins. We're absolutely going to do a Kickstarter to cover the cost, though.
Shouldn't be a crazy Kickstarter, though.
No, I think this is going to be a very small Kickstarter, in fact.
I think if we're doing pins, we're going to do small little batches through Kickstarter.
Exactly. We're going to do small little batches through Kickstarter. We have an idea of how much they cost now because we bought one of our own.
Mm-hmm.
And we're working with someone who is made many, many pins. Beautiful pins. We sell them on our table at con. They're so good.
It's fantasy.
It's fantasy. Yeah, it's fantasy. She makes lots of really cool pins if you haven't gone to her store. They're not Toko related pins, but they are really cool pins in general. We take them to con with us. They sell. There's one that says, "Careful, I bite." We sell that to many furries.
We won't do a pre-order event. We're going to do a proper Kickstarter because we kind of did the looser thing with the plushies and that did not work well.
Yeah, we ended up thousands of dollars in the hole. People didn't buy them, and
so Kickstarter's the way to do it.
Yes, you need to pay for your Kickstarter for it to happen. And then if we don't raise the money, we don't do it. And then everyone gets their money back.
Mm-hmm. Easy peasy.
Yep. We have 3 pins planned for this Kickstarter.
Oh, don't worry. Stickers will happen because stickers are fun. If you have the designs at the point, make stickers.
Yeah, we can make stickers. And I think we found a new sticker company.
Yes, I'm quite happy. We have ditched the mule as of like 2 years ago.
Yeah, Stickergate happened. Again, never have to say what my politics are because it's just so blatantly obvious. We ditched Sticker Mule after Stickergate. And if you don't know what Stickergate is, congratulations. It was a nightmare.
But we have found a new good ethical source of stickers.
Correct. Doesn't send us political emails.
Yeah.
So, yeah, see? Can't remember Stickergate.
Mm-hmm.
It was wild.
I'm sure all of us in the creator space remembered that and the utter confusion of the morning.
Oh, it sucks so much because they were cheap.
But hey, our new place does deals like that too.
They do. And we got Toko's money, so we can actually buy them.
Yeah. Book stuff, we have to be like, okay, save our pennies. Batch of Eli stickers for us.
Right? Toko's, I'm like, no, I can drop $600 on stickers. It's fine.
Meanwhile, I'm like, Jill, may I please order 50 of this one design?
I'm like, I don't know. How much is it? $23. Ooh, that could be too much.
Okay, we should
stop doing
on.
Yeah. Can you tell how much I've missed you all? Like, really, I have. chitter-chattering with you. I got to buckle down and finish some.
Maybe you could do a live stream while you're coding. That'll keep you motivated.
Maybe, but the husband and the child will be home today, so
That's true. I guess we could sit in the kitchen or something.
maybe. But
After some time spent.
Some family time. I have to take him over to Granny's and all that.
Sheba, I've seen. I just haven't responded. Oh, one last Toko business thing. If you have art from our previous art calls and haven't heard back from either me or Jill, please just send me a DM so I can catch it all up today, because yeah, it's been some weeks.
Jill's still smoldering from how on fire she's been.
Yeah.
So send it to Dunn. Dunn will get you sorted out. I know. I think a handful of people sent stuff to me this week, and I was like,
I'll go through
that's
your
not
DMs by the
happening.
end of the day, but you know.
And it's none of their fault at all. I was on fire.
Not the good fire.
Not the good fire. The bad one.
But
Okay.
thank you for the reminder, Sheba. I meant to do that call at the start of this.
Yep. And then Dunn will be putting together a list for an art call probably in an hour or so.
Yeah, after you get back from taking the munchkin.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So love you all. Continue to be an awesome, wonderful little sanctuary, because as much as I take up a sword and a shield and I fight to create this lovely little sanctuary so that people can feel safe, and then we have things like TokoCon, I get like literally 30 stories about how Tokos helped me through my teen years, how Tokos helped me get a job, how Tokos did this, how Tokos did that. I need it right now. I need my nice little sanctuary that you all are maintaining for me while I put out my own fires. So, again, love you all very much. Let's try not to do 3 months before we do the next one of these. I will totally have more spoilers for you as soon as I can.
We'll have our Toko New Year one within 2 months.
We will. I'm going to end up spoiling something because I got 3 builds that I'm kicking out. I got 3 builds.
Stop it.
Carl. All right. We will talk to you all later.
I'll get feedback threads rolling in a moment.
Done will get feedback threads rolling in a moment. I'm going to go crumble into a ball and consume food. And then you'll see me in an hour or so for an art call. And then I'm going to code. So much Toko coding today.
And then I'll be in Tokopedia.
And you'll be in Tokopedia. And hopefully we'll go live in a day or 2. Sorry, y'all. My sister was getting married. There was nothing but that for the last week. They're waiting on me to finish.
For the last month.
For the last year. So they were waiting on me to finish some much needed taming updates before we went live. All right. Lots of love.